The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get your home ready for winter. Schedule your furnace tune-up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and save $30. Visit standardheating.com to book and lock in your savings.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
I ain't mad at you. I'll tell you why I'm not mad. Because we've hit the final for the effing work week. I ain't mad at a damn thing. Welcome, everyone, to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Who is this singing in the background? I thought we had to start the show at this point. Who is this?
We are starting the show.
What is the singing all about?
Got an email from Rated R Rockstar, R-A-W-K-S-T-A-R, cause he nasty. And he wanted us to know about a local band called The Failsafe. I watched some of their videos yesterday. These guys will knock your D in the dirt. I mentioned it before. There's so much talent locally, so many good bands that are as good or better than anything that's played on the radio or anything Spotify's going to tell you to listen to.
Well, these guys sound legit.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, they're called The Failsafe. If you're listening on the podcast, I apologize. You're not hearing it, but you can look up the song Wolves. Cool video, too.
Wolves.
Wolves is the name of the song. They got it all. They got it all going on for them. So thank you, Rated R Rockstar.
All right, The Failsafe. You heard it here first on the friggin' program. But yeah, here we go. And, once we get this one banged out, we gone. Any Halloween parties this weekend?
I'm having one tonight.
You are?
Yep, I'm having some friends over. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to dress up, and I like to do those like spooky themed charcuterie boards.
Oh, like with the severed fingers and things like that?
Yeah, I'm doing like a very dark theme this year. So I'm doing like a block of brie cheese, but it's going to be a coffin. That's exciting. It's going to have some jelly on it that looks like blood.
Exciting. That's an understatement.
I made a cake yesterday, like a bloody heart cake. That's pretty sick.
You're a scary person.
I like doing that kind of stuff. It puts me in the spirit for Halloween and all that.
Well, we want you to be in the spirit.
Yeah.
She was telling us about the hoochies mixing up, too. Sounds like it's going to be a good
The
time.
hoochies?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. How about that? I like the hoochies with the coochies.
You said the hoochies are mixing it up? What did you say?
The hooch she is mixing up.
You're making some booze?
Yeah, because I have one of those like huge jugs that have like a little spout on it that you can get liquids out of. So yeah, I'm gonna make like.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know how else to describe it.
I thought that was
get a drink
perfect.
Out of, yeah.
All right, so you're gonna put together some booze in a bucket. Oh, a witch's brew. That's very clever.
Is it gonna have the fog or whatever? Is there a way to do that?
I don't know how to do that correctly. And
dry ice, maybe? Or maybe you can't have that in a drink. I don't know.
I've heard that you can like have it in a drink, but you can't consume it.
Well, then I would say no.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm going to not do that because with my luck, I would end up poisoning everybody.
Well, exactly.
Did you not invite Josh and I because we're too old, which you'd be correct about?
Yeah. You never invite us to your stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. It's just younger people.
Let's let the younger people have this one, Josh.
All the coochies? Or the hoochies? So
yeah, my parents were wondering too. They're like, "Oh, are we invited?" Same with my boyfriend's parents, and I'm like, it's just going to be the younger people this time around.
Ashley, you're going all out this week. You were very sweet, and you made me a pie. The family wants to thank you for that.
Oh, of course.
So you must have just got in the mode this week where you're baking and cooking and getting ready for this thing?
Yeah, yep. When I'm in like one of those moods. I'm in a really good fall mood. It's been cold out. That puts me in a good mood.
Hey, it's worked for us.
Yeah.
She's wearing that fall mood around, and it's just been pleasant for everybody.
We're having a party, a Halloween-themed party Saturday night. You guys want to show up? It's a bunch of middle schoolers with Skibbity and Ohio Riz and things like that. It's all going to be happening.
I was going to guess this now. When I brought up Halloween parties, I was going to guess, Josh, that this weekend you might have, like, say, viewing fall colors during the day, and then an alcohol-free Halloween party at night. Am I correct?
You pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow night we're having our little Halloween themed party, and you guys you're more than welcome to come. I'd really appreciate the buffer between us and what I'd imagine with 6 middle school age boys is going to be very annoying. It's your godson's birthday on Monday, so he's having a little birthday party.
My godson.
Cool.
Also, your legitimate son.
Yes, correct.
Right. Okay.
I think. I mean, it was IVF, so you never know.
Just the 6 of the dudes? What are they, 12, 13?
12, almost 13.
They're not inviting any gals over?
Well, no, it's like a sleepover, right? So they're coming over kind of late.
All right.
Maybe they'll sneak some
Yeah, I
in.
was going to say, they're going to do the old sneak them in through the sliding glass door in the basement move?
Possibly,
So
but the problem is nowadays, there's sensors on every door and window and cameras everywhere.
yeah,
It's tough to get away with stuff. My stepson figured it out. He figured out how to breach security, but yeah,
It's awesome.
he did complain it's kind of difficult.
So this is a Halloween party or a birthday party or both?
It's a Halloween-themed birthday party.
I'll be damned. I've heard of those.
Yeah, if you follow me there. I'd imagine, Ashley, you've had a lot of those.
Yeah, those are the best.
When was the first time you guys went to a guy-girl house party?
I'm still waiting.
House
Yeah.
party. Wow. Yeah, probably 8th grade.
Yeah, I think 8th grade.
Yeah,
High
7th
school.
grade.
High school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
You never had those little...
No, I mean, we had a really small grade school. It was K through 8, and it was very small. I mean, I think in my class there's maybe 20-some people.
I would say 6th grade. I do remember 6th grade. A buddy of mine who lived down the street by the name of Mark, probably the nicest guy from my school, from my grade. And I went to school with him from kindergarten all the way through the final. Mark was probably the nicest sumbitch in our school. He hosted a guy-girl party, and that was pretty big in 6th grade. Not only to be, at least you could kind of pretend like you were a grown person, even though his parents were right upstairs and everything. But the bonus to that party was he had a nicely built tree fort, and everyone paired up with their favorite gal, and we went out to the tree fort, and everyone made out like gangbusters in that tree fort, and his folks didn't bother us out there.
What you just? I'm sorry. Is this
6th grade.
6th grade, and you're making out. Wow.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Beyond making out.
Singers.
Here was the negative part. This was a winter party, and by damn, it was cold in that fort.
Was it really?
Oh boy, but we didn't care. We had to get some.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
trying
it
to
was
warm up.
worth it at that age.
You'll go through anything to
Yep.
get some.
So yeah, any chance that maybe my godson, him and his homies, might duck out of the joint, maybe midnight, go running around the neighborhood finding their girlfriends?
Well, I'll say this. And it's weird. Our older kids, no matter how much I tried to embarrass them, and I would do my best, we never did. They never seemed to care one way or the other, right? But my youngest doesn't want to have anything to do with us. He's already told us we got to stay away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
He
I would
acts as
not.
if it's his house, and his parents stop by every once in a while to clean it or whatever our responsibilities are. But yeah, he wants to pretend he has no parents whatsoever. And so we're not allowed anywhere near him. So it'll
Well,
be, whatever. We'll watch some TV.
that's kind of the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, probably. I understand. I wouldn't want my folks hanging around.
No. Sometimes I think kids and even grown people who are a little too close with their parents kind of gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
You know
the
what I'm
grown
saying?
People,
Yeah, I understand.
agree.
Kind of gives me the creeps.
I remember I dated a girl, and the family was very close, and I thought, that's sweet. That's really cool.
It's usually a cover for some traumatic things.
I remember
There's
you
a
telling
reason
me
they
that
got
and
close.
thinking like, that's not really the way to look at it. I have a close family, and it's great that they're spending this time. And I even thought I'd like to make some changes. I want things to be like this family.
And then
My God, were you right?
I was right.
I mean, like this could be a Netflix special. What was going on in that? I never would have guessed. You warned me. You told me something's up, man. I'm like, nah. I don't think so.
That's been my experience 9.5 times out of 10.
well,
When you
now
have,
I'm tarnished.
whether it be kids or even grown folks who are a little too close to their parents, who spend a little too much time with their parents and all that, it's usually a cover for some bizarre behind-the-scenes things.
Yeah.
You could not have been more right.
So my godson, less importantly, your legitimate son, the fact that he
Not
thinks...
necessarily less importantly, but go on.
The fact that he thinks you and your old lady are the least cool people on earth, I'd say that means he's doing all right.
Oh, man. Sometimes I'm even thinking, like, I'll mess with him, and I'll be like, oh, that was a great line. You know, I'm like, that was pretty funny. And he doesn't see any humor in it. He
doesn't even acknowledge your brilliant jokes anymore.
No, I mean...
That's a good sign.
And even silly things like it was his school orientation. And, you know, I would do stuff like this to the big kids, and they didn't care one way or the other. I'd be like, wait, Mommy and Daddy are right behind you. We're trying to catch up, that kind of thing. And, my God, I thought he'd appreciate the humor. He was enraged. I'm like, hey, listen, you don't necessarily have a reputation of being that cool around here.
Didn't you tell us, I love this story, didn't you tell us a year or two ago when you were dropping your son off for school, he steps out the car, he takes 3 or 4 steps, and there were some other kids around, so you felt like embarrassing him, and you said, whoa, you didn't give Daddy his kiss.
Yes.
That's a great friggin' bit.
He didn't care. Like, wait, you forgot your kiss. Cam, you forgot your kiss.
Didn't give Daddy his kiss.
He never bothered him. He appreciated it.
You pull off great bits. You do.
Hey, you know what I'm really excited about, though? Our date tonight. And it's a date. You can say whatever you want.
Here we friggin' go again.
It's a date. We're going out on a Friday night at 7:30.
Whoa.
Date time to a fancy restaurant.
When was the last time you thought you and I were going on a date?
Well, anytime we get to spend, like, you know, you and I went to a date to Wisconsin. We stayed in a hotel together. We shared a room. Remember, we had like an overnight?
Right. No, that was just last weekend, was it not?
It was a date last weekend.
But quite recently, we went somewhere together. You assumed it to be a date. It's happening again now.
Well, I've always assumed it. Now that I'm older, I'm just fine getting it out there. So I'm looking forward to our date.
If you want a little peek into the lifestyles of your 2 favorite radio personalities, yes, I can tell you that Josh and I are going out with an old pal tonight.
Uh-huh.
It's not a date.
He's a third wheel. He doesn't need to be there.
If you want a little look into how the other half lives, yes, Josh and I are going. Here's what's notable about this completely platonic
date. It's not platonic.
Get-together. Our old pal, does he think that we won the Powerball or something?
We made a mistake. He said he wanted to pick the restaurant.
Oh, no.
By the way, Grandpa lets me hold the remote after we watch the Powerball. But does this guy, is he dying? Because, yes, Josh, you're right. We allowed this old friend to pick the restaurant, and this is the most expensive friggin' joint. My friggin' wife looked up the menu last night.
Yeah.
This is the most expensive restaurant I've ever heard of, and I'm from Wayzata.
I know what you mean.
Excited.
I looked it up, too, and I actually had a question for you and the brother and sisterhood in general. Mm-hmm. But I looked on their website, and I realized it used to be a French restaurant, and I had been there with that girl I was just telling you about because she was fancy, and she wanted to go to these fancy places.
The one with the psycho
French
family.
Restaurant.
Yes.
That would be expensive.
And it was.
Ooh.
But I don't remember because I got so wasted on whatever it is we were drinking, and then I tried everything they had, like stuff that I would never eat, like escargot. Oh, gross.
Oh, man.
Wait, rabbit, like these
Like
dimes.
mussels and
like,
stuff.
All that stuff. And
You
I had
got
to get
drunk
hammered
at the
to do
French
it.
restaurant.
Oh, yeah. So the last time I was there, because I was trying to think, I've never heard of this place, but the last time I was there, it was a different restaurant.
Okay, now it's
Got hammered and ate some gross stuff.
So you've been in the building before, but not to this particular restaurant. Yeah, it's, I feel like maybe I should say something to this old pal. But, you know, I like the guy. I'm willing to splurge now and again. But, again, the friggin' wife looked up the menu. The pork chop is more expensive than my monthly car payment.
I know. So I was going to ask, okay, so it's a steak place. And usually, I know you're involved in a way. Usually I like it when you cut my steak up and stuff for me. So you'll have to be involved in the meal.
Right.
If I ordered chicken, pork chop, or lamb chop, is that like, They have it on the menu.
Yes.
But am I going to get crap for that?
I secretly judge.
Yeah, they put that on the menu as a decoy to see if you actually order it, then they throw you out.
Is that right? I don't want to ruin our date.
Just to be completely honest with you, Josh, if I'm out at a steakhouse with somebody and they don't order steak, I'm judging a little bit.
There are people who get irked by that, Cubby. I don't care
but
what
you saw the steak prices.
Yeah, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars for a steak. I'll give you a break. I don't know what the third wheel is going to say about it. I will very likely order a steak because when you're at a steakhouse, especially when they got those price tags on it, I want to see what it's all cracked up to be. But this is really something.
I was in that same.
We're going to go friggin' broke tonight, yeah.
I was in that same position a few months ago, and it's turned into a long-running joke. One of my college roommates who lives out of town was passing through, so all of us got together. One guy picked the restaurant, and it wasn't as fancy as you guys were talking about, but it was a place where a burger was over like $20 or something like that. And now it's turned into a running joke where, one guy in the group chat will say, yeah, I had to break it to my daughter today that we're not going to be able to send her to college because of that burger that we had to go to because of so-and-so made us go to that place. We busted chops on how expensive it was.
St. Paul Lino Jesus is texted in. He says, now, is this the type of old pal that's going to pick this expensive-ass restaurant and then expect his old pals, a.k.a. Josh and I, to pick up the tab? No.
I could see him picking up the tab.
Matter of fact, I wouldn't doubt if he offers to pick up the tab. He would never stick us with that. People are texting in guessing the restaurant. Mancini's? No, it ain't Mancini's, which I've been to once or twice.
I was there recently. That place is wonderful.
Stop texting in about ketchup on the side when we order a steak. That's disgusting and is not allowed. No way anyone. There better not be anybody at our table that gets ketchup on the side.
We're not. I mean, there's no. Like, I'm trying. We just haven't said the name because I don't know if there's like an advertising reason why we can't. I don't even remember the name. It's called PS Steak. I'd never heard of it.
Word.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we're not allowed to for some reason. But yeah, PS Steak is where we're going. There's a lot of guests coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I was just a little surprised by the restaurant that our bro selected because
looks fancy.
It's a lot of monies.
You guys have to dress
up
a
little.
I thought of that. I was thinking that too. Like it's been so long since I've been to a fancy restaurant.
I've got
this looks bougie.
I've got my funeral and wedding outfit.
That's what I'm going to wear.
Which is fine. It's just a little bit nicer pair of blue jeans, a little bit nicer shirt with a collar on it. I'm not too worried about that. It's not like I got to strap on a tux or anything. But I
this
think
place looks legit.
I think we do have to put on something a little bit higher than garbage, something a little bit nicer than garbage for this place.
I mean, it does suck, too, that...
You're not going to get the vegetable medley, are you, Josh?
Well, I was looking forward to, like, some big asparagus. It seems like they always... I don't know if they have it there, but they always have, like, giant asparagus.
Yes, I love that.
Me, too.
It's like as thick as a hockey stick type of asparagus.
Where it's almost ridiculous how big it is.
I could see Josh getting a nice lentil soup.
I did look at their soup menu, yes. I did.
So we'll see if we make it out of this joint without having to do the dishes.
I wanted to address some texts that are coming in, and this is actually really exciting. I got a call from our pal Chris Lindahl last night, and he told me, hey, keep an eye on...
Not my pal.
Keep an eye on my billboards tomorrow, meaning today. And Call of Duty 6 comes out today, and I know people are really excited about it.
Yep.
Activision, it's Activision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they reached out to Lindahl, and they're like, hey, what if we parody your billboards with our own branding and just kind of mix it to promote our video game? And that's what they did. So people are texting in photos of it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Is it like one of the characters with a gun and his arms are stretched out?
It's the Replacer, that character.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, and he's doing the arm stretched out pose. Activision is putting it in a Super Bowl commercial.
That's funny.
It's another
cool.
person who's been on the show that has far surpassed us.
That's hilarious.
He gets this call, and he's super pumped about it, obviously. Finally, I told him, I'm really jealous because I'd love to have something where my kid would respect me. And now his daughter, she can't help but respect him.
You're in Grand Theft Auto. So if I look at Chris Lindahl billboards today, they're going to have a Call of Duty theme to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got some fellas up on the billboard making all kinds of changes, and okay, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cool.
Me too. I
You
gotta
were
see
in Grand
that.
Theft Auto, Josh.
Yeah, well, we both were. It was a minor thing.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, two of them. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, still, he's all over. It's Super Bowl commercial that they liked what he's doing.
I'm excited for the guy.
Yeah, I'm too.
You know, he's a nice guy.
He is. And you know what?
I always enjoy myself when I run into the bastard.
He's a funny dude, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's sneaky funny.
Yeah.
He's got a good sense of humor. I mean, shoot. You know, in his commercials, he'll let you say whatever you want about him because he gets it. He's a funny dude. But I thought that was cool. So, yeah, a few people are texting in going, what the hell is going on with these billboards? So that's what it is.
So it's really noticeable.
Yes.
All right. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on there.
Mediocre machinist Jesus, can these billboards be posted on the site for those that don't live in the cities? Yeah, Ashley, you can do that, right?
Yes, I just have to find the text that has them.
I can send you some stuff that he sent me as well.
Perfect.
Well, all right. Congrats, Chris Lindahl, on your mashup with the folks at Activision.
You know,
That brings me back to when we were fifth grade kids playing Activision.
Activision had great games.
That
man.
was what the
Tony Hawk, man.
Weren't they Pitfall?
Well, back then there was Tony Hawk wasn't even a thing when I started. He wasn't even a human being when I started playing Activision.
Was Pitfall Activision?
I don't remember, but I guess it doesn't matter. We don't need to go like all over the place here. It's just when home video game consoles is how you say it, by the way, people in the other room. And they're not councils. When home video consoles became a thing, there was Atari, and it seemed to me the bigger shots, the richer kids that I knew said, I'm not buying that Atari. I'm going to buy or my parents are going to buy the Activision. And there was a baseball game that we loved. That's as far as I wanted to take this. So what were you saying now, Josh?
I forgot.
I was saying something.
Oh, I was asking about Pitfall, if that was
Pitfall,
Activision.
I don't recall.
Did you like that game? My uncle
Sure.
had an Atari.
That was a lot
and
of
two
fun.
tarantulas, and a piranha, and a motorcycle, and a leather jacket, and a super hot blonde girlfriend. He peaked when he was in his early 20s. Since
He
then,
just
it's been
needs a
downhill.
sword.
A sword?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that
never
would've
had any
completed it.
medieval weapons or anything.
Pitfall was Activision.
I loved that
Chris
game.
Lindahl meets Activision, and we're off to the races. By the way, got a text this morning from a gal named Jody. She's in Shoreview, and she tells me that she has her first level 10 Vikings overhang of the season.
Oh, really? Got wasted last night, huh?
She got wasted. I missed the ass end of the game because I flipped it over to the Timberwolves. We'll talk all about the Vikings, Wolves, Wild. There were a few ball games last night.
There were.
We'll talk all about that with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Did you stay up for the whole game, Josh?
I did, yes. Kind of got robbed there at the end, but who knows if it would have made a difference or not.
Going back to parties, it's not a Halloween party, but tonight I'm going to be hosting a pre-party for Theory of a Deadman down at Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah, we're going to have a dad joke contest.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so a bunch of people are going to bring some dad jokes, and then we judge who's going to win. And you could get front row tickets to Theory of a Deadman. We're also going to have ticket upgrades, and you could win tickets, too, if you don't have them.
You didn't tell us what time, Ski.
4:30, the pre-party starts. 4:30 to 5:30.
Pre-party, and then someone out there who's got the cutest dad joke is going to be in the front row.
Yeah. so
Are you qualified for this?
Probably not, but it's going to be a blast.
Do you have a good dad joke, Josh? You love that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I do. You know, I'm never that good at remembering them.
The
do
only ones
enjoy
I
them.
know are filthy.
Yeah, some of them can be.
I got a
Yeah,
lot
I get
of
it.
the only ones. I mean, I don't know if I know any dad jokes. I do know a lot of dirty jokes.
I only know one, but it's pretty stupid.
Lay it on us because we got to take a break. You might as well lay it on us, and then we'll get going.
All right, this for whatever reason, it's the only one I can remember because like a 4-year-old told it to me, and the way they said it was so cute.
Is it Halloween oriented?
It could be if you get killed by one. Why do you never play cards in the jungle?
Go ahead.
Too many cheetahs. I told you it was dumb.
Yeah.
Doppel, did I win? What did I win?
That was great.
Do I get upgraded?
You're the leader in the
I got to
clubhouse
hear
so
a couple
far.
more jokes, but you're the leading runner.
It's the final. It's an F-off day. It's Friday, and we dig the fact that you've decided to tune us in this morning. We got to get headed towards a little commercial break, but when we come back, I think we'll go headlong into the stupid news. We'll be back in a minute.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud. They lose control. They do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this winter. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst time.
Hey, Ashley here. Get your home ready for winter. Schedule your furnace tune-up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and save $30. Have a boiler? Save $40 on your boiler tune-up. Visit standardheating.com to book and lock in your savings. Stay cozy, stay ready.
Robinhood's Hood Week is here. 12 days, 3 legendary offers, and unlimited bonus amounts. Earn 3% on IRA transfers with Robinhood Gold, 2% on transfers with at least a $10,000 margin balance, and 1% on brokerage transfers until October 27th. Hood Week ends soon, so visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek. Investing is risky. Bonus offers subject to terms and conditions. Visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek for more information. Margin is not suitable for all investors. Robinhood Gold is offered through Robinhood Gold LLC and is a subscription offering services for a fee. Brokerage services offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Stupid news on the Half-assed Morning Show.
Oh. I just had an off-air full body stretch, and I almost fell completely unconscious.
It kind of looked like you were losing oxygen when you did it.
Oh, Jesus.
Those feel so good, though.
Yeah, I know. I just have to cut loose once in a while, and I just scream bloody murder, don't I, John?
Did you know what you were saying? You kept...
I think I was screaming, I don't wanna.
Yeah, you kept going, I don't wanna.
Ah, God, it felt great.
And like it kind of slow. I don't wanna. I thought you were going to pass out.
Almost ran out of wind. But it had to be done. I got a question that'll help start today's final stupid news report for the work week. Have you encountered someone, or have you been accused of having an overly aggressive handshake? I have been called out in the past for having an unnecessarily firm handshake, and I've tried to remember to lighten it up a bit.
I go hard, but I've never had anybody say anything other than, wow, you've got really soft hands.
Really?
You
Do you
do.
moisturize?
Yeah, how much lotion do you use?
None. I don't.
mean, you really do.
Of course. Typical man.
I've gotten that same thing, too.
You have gentle, soft, subtle little hands.
And I had, my standard line is, well, I've never really worked a day in my life. I did landscape, and mow lawns and stuff. It's not quite the same.
See, that's not fair. Men don't do anything. They don't use, face wash, or they don't use nice, expensive lotion, but their skin is as nice and soft as a baby.
It is?
It's not fair. Yeah, that's typical with men. They just put, water on their face.
That's
and
all
it
I
looks
do.
Perfect.
That's true. I don't use any lotions, anything like that. Never have. I hate the
Bull
feeling
crap.
of that. I splash. I do 3 splashes. Jerry Seinfeld said do 3 splashes of cold water in the morning, and that's what I do.
Is that really what you
That's
do?
it, yeah.
That sounds very unpleasant. I'm a lotion guy. I lotion up every damn thing.
Not me.
I love that
hate
feeling.
it. Oh, do you really? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And you must have something special going on, because if I don't, I'm just dry as a bone. I've told you before that I had a gal pull me aside in high school and say, you got something wrong with you? Your skin is so unbelievably dry. And I said, well, what am I going to do about it? And she said, you ever heard of lotion? And I said, not really. So I have to, or I'll just be like a matchstick. I'd be so dry, I'd be flammable.
I've seen that when you come out of the shower. You go full
You've
body.
seen me come out of the shower?
Oh, a lot, yeah.
Well, why don't you say anything?
Well, I just like to watch.
Just say surprise. It'll be fun. Okay, firm handshake. Yeah, I've been called out. Now, I'm not capable of hurting anybody, but we've all shaken hands with television wrestlers and professional football players and such over the years where their handshake can damn near bring you to a knee.
Oh, Kane's, man, he has the biggest hands of all, too.
Wait, Dana used to work with him on the radio.
Oh, that's a different Kane. Yeah. That's formerly Hurricane Wayne.
You're talking about the big red machine.
Yeah.
The big red monster, the evil brother to the Undertaker.
The governor of Tennessee.
Yeah, he's got some meat hooks to him.
That Kane you're talking about was my favorite DJ at the old 93X, and then when he was Hurricane Wayne, and then when he became Kane, he was my favorite DJ at the Edge.
Kane the wrestler, yes, I remember when we had him in studio a number of years ago, and he made fun of me, and it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it's not fun when people...
No, it didn't hurt. It was actually quite funny. Just so happened when Kane the wrestler came in to visit us years ago, it was snowing like a bastard. And so I put on a pair of Sorels to come into work with, like a lot of us do when it snows like hell. And I believe, this is how long ago this was, I believe it was the 2014 Olympic Games or something, Winter Olympics. I mean, don't quote me on the year because I don't keep track of the Olympics. But Team USA had a game that afternoon, the hockey team. And as soon as I left this building that day, I was going to meet buddies to watch Team USA play Canada or something in the Winter Olympics. And so when I walked out of the studio to greet Kane, I'm wearing a Team USA hockey jersey, and I got my Sorels on and a big fat stocking cap. And as I walk out to see Kane, he goes, Jesus Christ, I am in Minnesota now, aren't I? Because I look like just your typical, I look like I belonged in the movie Fargo, like I was going ice fishing with my little transistor radio, and I was going to listen to because I did. It looked like your typical doofus Minnesotan.
A lot of people are texting in on Adrian Peterson. Yeah, that's one thing that everyone brought up, is that he had the firmest handshake of all time.
That's what I always heard about the guy. I never met the guy.
Mouse and Jesus said he can handle a firm handshake, but it's the people who pull you in and your hand for a more intimate, more firm handshake. He takes that as a personal attack. I had that happen in Wisconsin.
Yes, me too.
I don't get that bit. I never have. So, why are you pulling me towards you like that? I don't understand it.
And he I'm sorry, go ahead, Ash.
I've done it multiple times to men always because I learned in school in like communication classes that it asserts dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you like pull them in, so.
Well, then I was dominated in Wisconsin.
That's what it is. It's like a dude trying to show you, like, hey, you know, I'm a tough guy type of a thing.
I took it as he was just being affectionate, like he was being a nice guy.
Yeah, some people do it because of that, but yeah, I definitely have done it to just be like it kind of as a woman when you meet like a powerful man, it's kind of cool to be like, yeah, like I'm on your level. Like,
did you feel that way when you met anyone here?
When you meet a powerful man.
Working 24/7, Jesus said he shook hands with Shaquille O'Neal. He said, I'm 6'6" and weigh 300 pounds. He damn near ripped my arm off, LOL.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be such a cool experience.
Are we talking about the big Aristotle?
Yeah.
The Diesel.
The Diesel dad.
The playground prince.
That guy.
The daddy?
I was on the railing at a Timberwolves game once, where the players walk in and out. It was when Shaq was playing with the Lakers, and he gave me a fist bump, and his fist was like the size of a coconut.
I think he wouldn't grab my hand. He would just grab like my forearm and shake that.
Shaq's going to be in town tomorrow night. He's going to be at Skyway Theater. He's going to be DJing.
BDO Jesus.
I'll be skipping that.
Shook Kevin Garnett's hand in middle school. He said, holy S, the dude's hand was as big as Dana's mother's ass. Okay, I didn't fully read that, Dana. I apologize.
Yeah, but did he call you base?
What up, base?
Okay, handshakes. Here we go. I have some handshake drama. And it comes from all the way over there in silly Scotland. A judge in Scotland in a town called Bath. They're so stupid. The judge, he was arrested following a confrontation with the local police chief at a town meeting. So the judge, he goes by the name of Robert Plaskov. He was charged with harassment after he allegedly initiated a handshake with the police chief, and then the judge refused to let go.
That's happened to me once.
Some kind of a hard-on competition there.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Let go of my hand.
Yeah, it was one of those where he was trying to pass along a message, and he was trying to
stay away from my daughter.
Yeah, geez, that's the only thing I could think of.
This was a 5-year reunion of a girl I was dating, her high school reunion, and so I went with, and there was a guy that I guess had always had a thing for her, and she wasn't really into him, and he was shaking my hand. And I was like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you," and he wouldn't let it go.
He wanted to pass on physically a message to you.
Yeah, and he's like, hey.
"That's my woman."
Yeah, he's like, "You got a really good girl there." And at first I said, "Hey, yeah, definitely. I'm very lucky." And then he's like, No. You got a really good... And he's like staring at me as if he wants to kill me. I'm like, yes, thank you, I understand.
Whatever you hard on.
Yeah, and eventually I'm like, okay, dude. And then a guy came, like a couple of his buddies came over and pulled him off me. It was the oddest thing.
You know what you should have done? You know what you should have done is leaned in and attempted to French kiss him. You want to get close with me? You don't want to let me go? All right, we're going to go for it then.
I'll be honest. I came here with her, but I want to leave with you.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Dominate me.
Judge shaking hands with the local police chief, and the judge refuses to let go. Now, I'm guessing these fellers know each other, they don't like each other, and the judge wanted to remind the police chief that he's a tough guy, too.
I run this town, not you.
So they're locked in this handshake. The judge won't let go. And then when the police chief tries to pull his hand away, the judge pulls back hard. And that made the chief fall forward and hit his shin on a chair.
Oh, no.
That's quite the stinger. Why does that hurt so bad?
It smarts. It does. It smarts.
That and stubbing your toe.
Boy, I'll take the toe over the what'd you call it again? Femur? I forgot the leg.
Shin. Ski. Police said this is ridiculous, but this incident is on video. And there's a court date set up to straighten this nonsense out. They're going to court over this because the judge pulled the police chief and he lurched forward and he banged his shin. I think these two hard-ons need to go ahead and with a mixed martial arts charity fight or something to try to squash their issue. Why go to court for this? Let's just settle it in the octagon. Yeah. Maybe
raise a couple of bucks.
Best 3 out of 5 arm wrestling match, maybe.
Yeah. You know who I wouldn't want to mess with? The mayor of Farmington. I saw him in the wrestling ring. He has talent. Honestly, and he's a big dude, right? I wouldn't mess with that guy. HVAC Delivery Jesus said he shook Linval Joseph's hand. He says, I'm 6'4". My hand felt like I was 4 foot nothing to his.
That doesn't ring a bell. Who is Linval Joseph?
Vikings.
Plays for the Vikings?
Or used to.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's some folks with some big old mitts on them, and when it comes time to shake hands, they give you, as Nacho Libre would say, the anaconda squeeze. And it can be uncomfortable.
Jeff Dabe. A lot of people talk about how big his hands are.
Met him years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we've met him a couple times. Mm-hmm. And so a couple people text in, have you ever shook his hand? We have. And I don't remember him destroying. I think he probably realizes what he has. And he doesn't use it to intimidate people. He doesn't need to. You look at that and go, oh, this could hurt. He's polite.
Yes.
Yeah, I was taught like you, Nick. You gotta make it somewhat firm.
Yeah.
But some people, they want to show, hey, I'm the man.
I'd rather have somebody be over the top than just do the little limp fish. That's just uncomfortable.
Oh, I hate the limp handshake.
Yeah,
you guys are all limp over there.
What are you doing? Grab it.
Who told you?
The worst is when somebody grabs a little early and then they grab like your fingers instead of the hand. I hate that. I always want a do-over. Hey, let's try that again.
There is timing involved.
Yeah.
There is timing.
Sometimes someone squeezes too early.
We're going to continue to hang in the same general area for our next bit. And this one I hope you really like. A 52-year-old man from a place called Trawden, and that is in stupid England. he got himself arrested. And here's what happened with this prick. He showed up at his neighborhood police station driving his sweet four-wheeler.
Always wanted one.
And try to keep up with this because it's really strange. Pulls into his neighborhood police station. He's on his four-wheeler. The dude has a teenage kid and a fully grown man tied up on his four-wheeler with their hands and feet tied like he was a deer hunter bringing his freshly killed carcasses over to the butcher shop to be processed.
Or it reminds me like a Western where they pick up the guy with the wanted poster and he's got on the back of the horse, that type of thing.
Right. So the dude got arrested for what they call here suspicion of false imprisonment and assault. I don't have any information on how this all started, why the two fellers were tied to the dude's wheeler like that, or if the dude had the proper permits to harvest two humans in that fashion. Apparently the dude pulled up and told the cops he had, quote, detained two people for them.
I'd make the best of it if I was in those people's situation. I mean, at first it'd be a bummer, but after a while it might be like, hey, I'm on a four-wheeler, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm going for a nice little ride at least.
You'd have to.
All I can tell you
Perspective.
is that the four-wheeler guy has since been released on bail, and there are what they call here further inquiries happening as we speak. They're trying to figure out, I wish I could tell you more. Two human beings tied up on his four-wheeler, like Josh said, like captives in an old Western, like I said, like freshly killed carcass heading off to the butcher shop. I don't know what the hell happened here.
One of the kids claimed that they were like on his property, and the guy didn't appreciate that. There's a couple different stories out there.
That's
is
lame
that right?
if that's it.
These two people were on his property, and so he tied them up and brought them to the police
Yeah,
station.
get off my property.
Whoa, my damn. We're dealing with a crazy person.
Redneck Biker Jesus and a couple other people are mentioning Brock Lesnar, shaking his hand. Big hands.
SAWFT.
Soft.
And in trouble.
Yeah, very in
Big.
trouble.
There's a lot of like tall, big dudes in the listening audience today. Big Rig and Jesus. I shook Brock Lesnar's hand. I'm 6'2", 365 pounds. I felt like a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah. You don't scare me.
I do hate that, like, when we're, it's nice we get like a professional athlete or wrestler or something like that in the studio and we take a picture. I feel silly when I'm right next to them. Like, I want some perspective, be about 10 feet in front of them or something, where it looks like I'm not just super tiny next to them.
You're standing on an apple cart or something?
Yeah, exactly. I have a booster seat.
Well, nowadays, if there's anybody out there who, feels, what's the word I'm looking for, self-conscious about their handshake, it's kind of become a thing of the past. Now it's like that, what do you call this here? What do you call that?
I don't know
It's like an arm wrestling. Now when you greet someone, a lot of it is you grip their hand like in the arm wrestling pose, and then you do the half hug. There's not so much the traditional handshake anymore. It's that arm wrestling lock in with the other person, and then the kind of Christian side hug.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's like the what up?
It's never.
Sup.
No, it never took off, and I don't know why, because it looks so cool. Remember during COVID, people were suggesting you do the leg tap?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I never did
I don't
that
recall
once.
that at all.
Yeah, so basically both of us would, crane kick almost and just touch legs or touch feet.
Kind of like Kid and Play used to do, like when they would tap
exactly.
feet. And I love Kid and Play.
Or like an elbow thing.
Okay, the elbow. I've seen that. All right. We go down this route every year, this time of year. I know some of you really get a kick out of this type of a setup. What we're talking here, Cubby, is the, quote, scariest haunted house around.
There's some good ones around.
Anywheres you go, this is the scariest haunted house. And I'm not talking about a legit house in the neighborhood, Summers, that has some scary stories connected to it. I'm talking about the type of haunted house where folks can pay to walk through it, and there are people up in there jumping out at you, trying to make you wet your pants. That's the kind of haunted house I'm talking about. I'm sorry about the England thing again. I can't change that. The haunted house is apparently called Enola at the Scare Maze, if that matters at all. It's been set up in a place called Walsall, England. It's an 18 and over Halloween experience, and it's so wacky, people have to sign a 2-page waiver to go ahead on inside the joint.
I've never been to one of those places. Have you guys?
I have, yeah.
Where you had to sign something?
Mm-hmm.
I went to one this past weekend where they had to like tell you special extra rules before going through like certain parts because they could actually touch you and pick you up.
Do you think that's just part of the experience for some of those places? Like, you sign it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be crazy, like to get you a little more scared?
There could be
100%. I think so. I went through a haunted house once, and before I went in, they told me there was a safe word, and that weirded me out. I thought, oh, why do I need a safe word in this?
You got to have a safe word, Ashley, no matter what.
You're probably right, Josh. Sometimes they have you sign something it's like a mind F. So you go into it thinking, oh, my God, this is going to be, and it's nothing.
The one I went to where we had to sign waivers, it ended up being in their benefit because they took my coworker at the time, they threw her in a body bag, zipped her up, and put her on some table, and she was squirming trying to get out of that body bag that when she stepped down and got out of it, she rolled her ankle, sprained the hell out of it. It ballooned up the size of a cantaloupe.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah. And then I had to give her a piggyback ride back to the car. It was a whole thing. And yeah, so the waiver worked in their favor that time because
smart.
She had some medical bills.
That's no way to end one of those.
No, it was and then they glitter bombed us too on the way out. So not only am I covered in glitter and they threw water on us too, so I'm wet with glitter. I'm giving a piggyback ride to a woman who's in great pain. Glitter was all over my car, all over my apartment for months.
Forever.
Yeah, I'm never doing one of those again.
Do you guys remember the safe word of the late, great Norm Macdonald?
No.
That's one of my favorite bits from him, talking about, a dominatrix relationship. His safe word was always, boring!
I love Norm.
That's so good.
All right, so this is the scariest haunted house on planet Earth. You have to sign a waiver to walk into the joint. 18 and over. The place has a website, which tells me right there that I can't be all that scared. You know what I'm talking about? It's got a website. I'm not scared of anything that has an IT department.
You're not?
No.
I get it.
Yeah, that's how you get tickets.
But anyways, their website says, this is not a scare maze. This is only for those who believe they are brave enough to face the sick, twisted, weird, and strange. You will leave wondering, what the F have I just experienced? Well, specifically, you will leave wondering, WTF have I just experienced? I'm also not scared of anyone, Josh, who regularly says WTF.
Yeah, it kind of takes some of the punch away, doesn't it?
But here you go. Once you get inside, you can enter 6 different rooms, each of which has a different theme and actor, and they attack you like a wildcat. It says here, you will have your psychological fortitude tested. Everything is on the table at this joint. They say you may experience nudity.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Muscle stimulation machines. Oh, God, not muscle stimulation.
What?
Love muscle?
What is that? Yeah, that's the only thing I can think
You
of.
may experience removal of personal items and clothing.
Oh, boy.
Hey, who the hell took my keys?
Everybody's getting naked.
Now I can't get out of here.
This kind of seems like this is a crime being committed under the guise of a adventure.
Everyone's wallet gets taken. What the hell?
You may or may not be verbally abused.
You suck, you suck.
Oh, I've had that, definitely.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Shocked.
No.
Shaved.
No. Not touch my hair.
Hey, that'd be kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine, Ashley?
Oh, my gosh. Someone would die if they touched my hair.
Waxed.
No more eyebrows.
One dude who went through got stripped down to his drawers. He said it was like a BDSM experience. Another dude was held down, and he had his head shaved. There were naked people running around in circles like they was smoking rock. If you are easily offended, this experience won't be for you, said the dude who had his head shaved, and then he suddenly died.
This is ridiculous. No, he didn't. This is ridiculous.
You know, it's not somebody who's easily offended. They are assaulting you and finding a loophole to get away with it.
Yeah.
And here's the...
Yes. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, so I went to a haunted house not too long ago, and I was very excited. It's been a while for me. But you couldn't see it. It was way too dark. I saw nothing. I was not fearful at all because I thought, oh, this is going to be cool. And I could tell they put a lot of effort into it. I could tell, like, there was stuff going on. Couldn't see a thing. And the people I was with, I had asked them, like, hey, what'd you think? And they said the same. It was just so dark. I wanted to cheat with my cell phone, but I thought they'd throw you right out of that type of thing.
I want to go back to where I might be waxed at this friggin' haunted house.
Probably your eyebrows, or say goodbye to your mustache, beard.
No Brazilian?
Yeah, well, they're already taking.
I don't know.
They take off your clothes and then they wax you and muscle stimulate you
So
while everyone's running around naked.
They're going to get me in that that kind of wiping a baby's bottom position and then wax me.
Oh my gosh. These people that are working here, though, like, they're not actually like in this game to scare people, right?
No,
like
they're
these are
insane.
voyagers or something. Like these people are.
They are
into
what?
it for a sexual fetish.
Voyagers?
Yeah, aren't
they're
those the
voyagers.
ones
They're on a voyage.
Are you talking about voyeurs?
Yeah, she meant voyeurs.
Voyeurs. Yeah, sorry.
Jesus
But
Christ.
I like how
They're
she
going on
phrased it.
berry hunts.
I didn't know it was called. I genuinely, you just taught me that. I thought it was voyagers.
Here's the
Voyeurs.
deal. Part of the rules are you got to go solo through the house. You can't be all piled up with your friends, hanging on to each other like third graders.
So no one knows what happens to you.
Here's a couple of comments from folks who got it done and made her through. One person said, I did it, but never again. Another said, I was so out of it, I couldn't form proper sentences. They say it's the best, Cubby.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't sound very good.
Naked people running around, and next thing you know, they're standing on your chest and shaving your head.
The naked thing was the only cool thing. This haunted house I went to, I was a little nervous because it'd been a while. And I felt like a fool because there was a kid in front of me that was maybe 7, and he was dancing, bouncing around like nothing bothered him whatsoever.
And that made you feel better?
Oh, no. Well, in a way it did. Like, well, if he's not scared, I shouldn't be scared.
You shouldn't be
But in
scared.
a way, I felt ashamed. Like, he's having the time of his life, and I'm a little on edge. I only wish I could see something other than this dancing kid that I'm 1.5 feet away from.
No, there's no reason to be scared. It's silly.
People are texting and calling me a laughing bitch. Yes, I was called a laughing bitch at a haunted house. Another date Nick and I went on many, many years ago.
I remember that.
And Enola, yes, it's alone backwards. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Oh, that's the bit?
Yeah.
Enola. at
People are texting that.
Scary Town or whatever it was called. Well, that's silly.
Yeah.
All of this is silly.
Eastbound at Sundown Jesus said the waiver, it sounds like the same one he signed at a local massage parlor. Yeah, it kind of does seem a little bit like that. Muscle stimulation, wax, nude photos.
Call a massage parlor. All right, gather around tight now. Huddle up. Everybody, huddle up. There's another hot internet gal here that isn't quite satisfied with the attention she's getting, so let's just humor her, listen to her story, give her a compliment that you don't actually mean, and she'll leave us alone for a while, okay? Ready, break. All right. And this gal, by damn, she must really be feeling unappreciated, because she's really gone for it this time. Here's what she's saying. Quote, I used my period blood for my Chucky Halloween costume. The haters were shocked, but it's more authentic this way.
She doesn't deserve to be a woman.
Okie dokie. It's very voyageristic, for sure.
That's not right.
We'll give you what you want. We'll let you explain yourself. Okay. The name this gal goes by is Larissa Sumpani. You can look her up on Instagrams. You can see pictures of her Chucky getup where she apparently decorated herself in her own period blood.
Have you ever needed that much attention? Anyone here on the panel?
No.
Absolutely, without question, no.
She smells so bad.
Oh!
Does she smell bad?
Oh, yeah.
Does she kind of smell kind of...
Yeah, it's not a regular blood smell.
So it's not so much irony.
Nah.
It's something else. And I don't mean irony in a sense that you eat.
I never knew that. Oh!
That's probably good. You have no reason to know that, Josh.
Well, now I know. Why'd you do that? Sorry.
She loves to go beyond the ordinary with her costume, she says. Oh, I bet you do. You do, you bet.
You're Chucky. That's not that cool.
Nice original costume.
Maybe that's why. She realized, Chucky, nobody's impressed by this.
Adding her own blood, she says, seemed like the perfect choice to make the look more realistic and visceral. Oh, here we go with a comment on energy, which is required by law if you're under 25 years old. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you have to make some kind of a comment on energy. She said people found it strange and felt it could bring bad energy. Well, here's the good news, Larissa. We couldn't possibly care less about anything else in the world that you've decorated yourself with your period blood. She's not done yet. Here's what else she has to say. For no other reason than, I would assume, to get sad dudes to beg her for sex because it strokes her ego. She says she's abstaining from sex all the way through Halloween. I'm going to do a Jay Cutler here, okay? Don't care.
Yeah, guys are lining up going, wait, are you the lady covered in period blood? I need you, and I need you now.
It says here that Larissa is the reigning champion of the Miss Bum Bum Big Ass Booty pageant in Brazil. Well, that's my favorite. That is my favorite competition, so good for her on that one.
Does this tarnish it for you at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Did
why
you guys
ever
ever
be like this?
Did you ever buy some Miss Bum Bum cream?
No, but a lot of my girlfriends buy it, and I didn't know because I know that your wife does, right, Josh?
Yeah, I bought it for Christmas one year, and she loves Miss Bum Bum cream.
I make
I've
my
heard
own
great
Miss
things.
Bum Bum cream.
My word.
On a side note, Larissa and her sister, Rafaela, in case you don't know, on OnlyFans, they're known as the X-rated Kardashians.
Because they call themselves that?
What?
That's
Yep.
probably a self-made nickname.
Yep, Wapo, yep.
Well, yeah, that's... so I guess, masturbate to that and get back to us.
Deal.
Got a text here that says, damn it, you made me put down my hickory smoked beef jerky. Yeah, it's good. I picked it back up. But that was gross. It was gross. Somebody else said she should have won as Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a lot of blood.
They're all going to laugh at you,
Some girls can get it done.
Oh,
Going home.
Oh, boy.
is that right?
Yeah, I've heard.
Heavy flow, you're saying?
Exactly.
All right, we'll close out. Do you like fun and quirky events that the whole family can get involved in?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, definitely.
A police department in Oregon, a town called Sherwood. They're inviting people to play hide and seek with a cop this Halloween. Hide and seek with a cop is a game of tag with armed and uniformed cops. They'll try to tag teenagers and adults as they run through a wooded park at night.
That sounds terrifying.
One commenter wrote, I call it hide and seek. They call it resisting arrest.
Why do they have to be armed?
You know what? That's a good question, and it was asked in the article. And the cop said, we want to make this as realistic as possible, I guess. They're just trying to find something to do to create some laughs and get to know folks in the neighborhood.
Okay, that's kind of awesome. Like terrifying, but it sounds like fun.
I think it sounds pretty fun.
Oh, no, Josh.
What?
The idea is drawing mixed reviews on social media.
No, that happens with everything.
Participants have to sign a liability waiver in case the cops decide to baton you or you blow an Achilles tendon while running through the woods at night. The winner of the event gets their pick of hard street drugs from the evidence room.
God, I wouldn't know which way to go.
Yeah. Well, how do you choose?
Just close your eyes and just grab.
Yeah.
It's all going to get you high.
Doesn't matter.
It's Friday. You know that, Josh?
Yeah, it's
And I'm going to
Friday.
get you high today.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm not going to be a flatliner. Let's get high.
You ain't got shit to do.
No, not at all.
We'll take a break. Come right back on the program.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Throws it to inbound. Gives it up. Murray fires. Out. Nearly went down, and the Wolves escape with the victory.
Man, there was a whole hell of a lot going on last night for you sports fans. Wolves won. You heard it right there.
Woo.
Last second shot there by the Sacramento Kings did not fall into the basket. Wolves won. Pigs won. Vikings lost, and they likely won't win another game this season.
No, don't say that.
I don't think
that was a bummer, though. Yeah, it would have been nice to go 3 for 3.
Huh?
It would have been nice to go 3 for 3.
Oh, sure, it would have. But you can't count on the Vikings. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder are going to stop by here in about a half hour. They're going to want to talk up and down and this way and that. I just don't remember there ever being a Friday night game 1 in the World Series.
It does seem odd.
I'll tell you right now, I am not going to research this. I'm just not, because it's an F-off day. But I wonder, when was the last time? Has there ever been a Friday night game 1 of the World Series? Other stuff going on? Golden Gopher football. I think it's homecoming this weekend, Josh. Do you have a date for homecoming?
Oh, I bet that'd be fun. Nope, never have.
You don't have...
Too late now.
They're taking on Maryland tomorrow afternoon. Golden Gopher hockey dudes versus St. Thomas. That's obviously a massive mismatch there. I didn't even know St. Thomas had a hockey team. Golden Gopher gals versus Mankato. 34, 35-year-old women. Playing for Mankato. It's the same in the for the women's team. They're in their 30s somewhere.
I remember when that used to seem old. When you were saying that, I'm like, well, they're just kids. Back in the day, that would have seemed pretty old.
That is old.
We, like I said,
stop that.
we got the boys showing up later to cover every damn thing. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. For now, take a little break ski. Josh's news report is coming up next.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this winter. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst time.
Hey, Ashley here. Get your home ready for winter. Schedule your furnace tune-up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and save $30. Have a boiler? Save $40 on your boiler tune-up. Visit standardheating.com to book and lock in your savings. Stay cozy, stay ready.
Robin Hood's Hood Week is here. 12 days, 3 legendary offers, and unlimited bonus amounts. Earn 3% on IRA transfers with Robinhood Gold, 2% on transfers with at least a $10,000 margin balance, and 1% on brokerage transfers until October 27th. Hood Week ends soon, so visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek. Investing is risky. Bonus offers subject to terms and conditions. Visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek for more information. Margin is not suitable for all investors. Robinhood Gold is offered through Robinhood Gold LLC and is a subscription offering services for a fee. Brokerage services offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer. When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
If you work somewhere where someone is coming and seeking treatment for a significant burn, please report that to Crime Stoppers. We're going to get you because we've got strong evidence which is going to link you to the scene.
2 Australian men wanted for a shooting in Western Sydney made a crucial mistake, leaving police with solid evidence thanks to one suspect who set himself on fire, leaving some skin behind. A 28-year-old man was caught on camera trying to torch a car, but accidentally ignited himself. In a panic, he ran toward a nearby creek to douse the flames from the instant karma. The incident's tied to an earlier shooting in the same area where the same masked man was spotted. About 20 minutes later, police responded to the burning car nearby, linking it to the shooting and recovering several items described as, quote, strong forensic evidence, unquote. Adding to the suspects' woes, a second getaway car filled with more evidence was found, and authorities are urging the public to report anyone seeking treatment for leg burns, an ironic twist to their failed crime.
I don't think I'd make much of an arsonist, Josh. I think
really?
that this would be my fate as well. I think I would set myself ablaze quite quickly.
I bet I would, too. I'm with you on that.
A couple of my buddies back when we were young, they were damn good. They could set all kinds of things on fire. Our school, all kinds of things.
Oh, no. That's pre-internet, too, which is impressive.
Yeah, the school.
Now you could probably learn how to do it on YouTube or something as safe as possible compared to back then.
Oh, I think I remember this school story. Was it a locker that they set on fire?
Yeah, I was almost expelled because my friend set a locker on fire, which then spread, and I covered up for him. And I was almost expelled for it. It was a lot of fun, I'll tell you what. A lot of fun being a 10th grader. There's nothing like being a 10th grader and being called into the principal's office, and when you walk in, there is the police and the fire chief from my hometown waiting for me.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
I gutted it out, but just barely.
Listen, we all know the phrase, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, originates from English playwright William Congreve's 1697 play titled The Morning Bride. Everyone knows that.
Love the Creve.
But not everyone fully grasps just how spot on Congreve was until they hear about these next poor SOBs. First, in Florida, a 21-year-old woman from St. Petersburg is behind bars after she tried to set fire to her ex-girlfriend's home, knowing her family was still inside. On Sunday, the victim's mom told officials 21-year-old Sama Sharad was outside her daughter's window trying to start a fire. The daughter, Sharad's ex, said she smelled fire and then saw Sharad pouring lighter fluid on her window and igniting a flame. Other family members inside saw the same. The mom intervened to stop the fire from spreading, leading to an altercation, which ended with Sharad telling the mom she'd like to kill them all.
Oh, no.
While talking to authorities, she admitted she was trying to set a bush on fire because she was angry. Then,
here's one way to look at it, though, Josh. You know somebody really loved you if after it's over, they try to burn you to death.
You know, I like to see the bright side of things, and I 100% agree with you. Sometimes, as terrible as this is,
you made an
put
impact.
Other people in danger. Right?
Yeah. You made an impact on somebody's life if when that relationship ends and they try to burn you to death. Yeah.
I mean, just once I'd love to be loved that way.
I know you would.
That passionately, that deeply.
I know you would.
It'll never happen. My wife doesn't even look at me anymore. I could have an axe in my head.
Sorry.
I wasn't expecting this.
Well, she's always got eyes on other dudes.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. And I understand. Then 7 states to the north, off the I-95 corridor, a heated breakup turned violent inside a Long Island home Tuesday night when a woman, furious her boyfriend wanted to end things, threatened, "I'm not leaving until I see you bleed."
Whoa.
Before stabbing him, and then his safe for some reason. His safe.
And then what?
His safe. He has a safe, and she stabbed it.
She stabbed his safe.
Yeah.
All right.
The 29-year-old snapped after hearing he wanted to break up. She grabbed 2 knives and, in a fit of rage, stabbed his safe, causing $100 in damages. Things only got worse from there. "I'm not leaving until I see you bleed." Then she lunged at him, slashing his forearm, and she saw him bleed. Blood was left all over the kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom floors.
Did she keep her promise and then she left?
Yeah, she took off.
Oh, cool.
After the attack, she ditched the knife. She called an Uber.
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
She left but came back and took him to the hospital where she was arrested.
Well, that's nice of her to take him to the hospital.
Her next court date is set for today. Again, never been loved that much. I think if when you break up with someone, they're like, all right, that's cool. You took this too well. You want to get stabbed.
Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe one day, Josh.
I hope so. Almost everyone loves pizza. It's practically a universal favorite. But not everyone is willing to take their pizza frustrations as far as a guy in Wisconsin just did. A 38-year-old was arrested after a shocking and downright bizarre incident at a local liquor and food store over how his pizza was made. Officers responded to a 911 call Saturday. An employee told police he was busy stocking coolers when the store's owner mentioned something about a pizza order. That's when things took a strange turn. A short while later, the customer started arguing with the owner over how the pizza was being made. Then suddenly, the employee heard a gunshot. Security footage shows the pizza guy getting shot, Zarella, and the suspect fleeing the scene. Don't do that. When officers caught up with the pizza lover, he explained that he was furious because the worker wasn't wearing gloves while handling his food.
Oh.
He demanded a new pizza, but when the owner argued, things got all shooty. The Wisconsin man is facing serious charges.
That's taking it a little too far, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, you might just go to a different pizza place, I guess.
I think it's cool that it's a combination liquor store pizza joint. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I haven't heard of something like that before.
That's very typical Wisconsin.
Yeah, it does seem like something you'd find there.
That's a good point.
Someone got shot, Sorella?
They did, yeah. A 45-year-old, that was, Dana passed me a note and said, make sure you make a cheese shooting joke. A 45-year-old cement truck driver went on a terrifying rampage yesterday, filming himself as he crashed into cars while ranting about revenge, saying, I'm going to kill people. In a disturbing video shot in China, he plowed his truck into at least 6 vehicles as bystanders captured the chaos on phones, showing cars completely crushed in the aftermath. One witness shared the video describing the incident. On the evening of October 23rd, a cement trucker went rogue, driving against traffic and ramming dozens of vehicles. The driver was in the cab, yelling angrily, the witness said.
Who's he mad at?
Just the world.
Yeah.
He said there were some people he was mad at. He just went after everybody. Another video shows the man still in his work uniform being escorted away from cops, by cops. Police are investigating and hope to release further information as soon as possible.
Well, that guy needs to just chill.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe take a chillaxy or a chill pill. Do they still make chill pills? A
chillaxy?
Have you ever seen the chillaxy?
Oh, yeah.
No, what is that?
It's a taxi cab.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. I was thinking of a food or a drug or something.
Yeah,
Sure, I've
if
seen
you got to get around, don't take your truck and crash into people. Just get in the back seat of a chillaxy.
I like the looks of the chillaxy. I might take one tonight when we're out on our, well, you call it a date,
Yeah,
but
because it is.
I call it just a get together.
Yeah, you're playing hard
Might
to get.
take a chillaxy.
A 25-year-old Zamboni driver in western Quebec found himself in the proverbial penalty box after a low-speed crash at a hockey rink Monday. He was drunk. A short 30-second video making the rounds online showed a referee skating alongside, seemingly trying desperately to guide the Zamboni before it crashed loudly into the boards.
Oh, yeah, the guy was on the Boney, and he just hammered. He crashed her, huh?
Yeah.
I drove the Zamboni drunk many times. Never had a problem.
I was going to ask you if you ever did.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like he kind of passed out for a couple of seconds.
Oh, the lights went out, sure.
After a sobriety test, he was arrested. Thankfully, no one was hurt, though they said the rink door took a bit of a beating. Also in Canada, Ontario's quiet golf courses had more than just the usual drama of missed putts and lost balls this summer. The mystery of the vanishing golf carts was solved by police who cracked open a grand theft golf cart ring. According to the lead detectives, the thieves were pretty sneaky and definitely smart, with a knack for slipping carts right out from under unsuspecting golfers' noses.
Looked like one person would put the cart in neutral and push it out, and then the other one would get the other cart started.
To move one golf cart, some guy can do that with a pickup truck. To move 6 golf carts, you need a flatbed. You need to be working as a team.
And they were.
Push it out.
Since the heists started in June, golf courses across the region saw carts disappearing, seemingly sold on the black market. But the game changed after police raided and uncovered 18 carts valued at about $200,000, along with a stash of trading cards and, just for fun, a whole bunch of weed. The mystery isn't fully solved yet, though. Even with the arrests, many of the stolen carts remain at large. A golf cart theft ring.
That's awesome.
They are fun to drive around. I get it.
I do enjoy those. New Year's Eve got a bit too festive for a Kentucky principal who's now facing some serious consequences. The 50-year-old top educator has been charged after police received video showing him hold a beer bong for 2 underage students at a New Year's Eve party. Police say he was the principal of White's Tower Elementary at the time of the video, which shows him holding up the beer bong while 2 students, ages 16 and 17, drink it up.
The Kenton County School District is aware of the investigation. This is a personnel matter. We are cooperating with police. And Cody Wolf, an assistant principal at Scott High School, has been named the interim at this time.
The party principal is facing 2 counts of helping serve alcohol to minors.
You know, there was a time in a day when you could just freely contribute to minors without a care in the world. Those days are gone.
Yeah, you better not, especially in that
Especially
position.
when you got that gig.
Yeah.
Especially then. You'd think the guy would know better, but I guess not.
We had a principal show up to a beer party in the middle of the night once. It was not as exciting as it sounds.
Did the principal know what they were getting into?
So here's what happened. The principal lived just three houses down from where the party was being held. I think we were seniors in high school. And somebody at like 3 in the morning had their bright idea, let's go ding-dong ditch his house. So they go in the ding-dong ditch him, and they kept doing it to the point where he got out of bed and chased them back to where we were. And they were going in the back door. He busts in, and all of a sudden he sees a bunch of drunk students, that he knows, and realized I could get in a lot of trouble for being here, and then kind of slowly did the Homer Simpson into the bush thing and left.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and one guy...
So he forgot all about what had been, the ding-dong ditching and...
He was just chasing the kids to try to figure out who it was, and he ran...
Well, yeah, but once he got there, I mean, it's not like anyone's going to assume he was part of the keg party.
I think he just wanted to get out of there. It's just not a good situation. But I'll never forget, one kid was really high and really drunk, and he goes, Was that Mr. Johnson that was just here?
That would have been so trippy to see that when you're hammered.
No,
like
I know. It was.
morning.
Like, we all just kind of did a double take. Like, what just happened here?
I'm mostly focused on the fact that, like, why did you guys do the parties at this guy's house? He lives like 2 doors away from the principal.
That's his parents were out of town. I don't know.
You don't think about things like that, and you know it, Ashley. I'm just, what an easy way to get out of trouble with the principal. The guy was that chicken about it that he, oh, no, I can't be here. There's young people drinking. That just seems silly to me.
Mm-hmm.
A fed up, by the way, I asked my wife if that Schatzarella joke was dumb, and she said no, so blame her. A fed-up country gal is suing her neighbor because she's sick and tired of living next to a cock. Rico, a charismatic rooster from France, has become the center of a legal battle after neighbors sued his owners, claiming Rico's vocal performances are a major disturbance. But Rico's owners aren't backing down without a fight. They say they've already taken steps to keep their feathered friend in check, including installing an automated coop door, to ensure Rico only greets the day at reasonable hours. Plus, they point out that none of their other neighbors have ruffled feathers over the situation. The case, while focused on the particularly vocal rooster Rico, highlights a growing trend in France where people are clashing over the everyday sounds of rural life. Rooster crowing has become a surprising point of contention, with Rico's legal drama being the latest in a string of similar disputes. It's making, now international news. But don't think Rico's without his fans. He's become something of a celebrity on social media. Supporters are crowing about how ridiculous the lawsuit is, urging the complainants to move to the city if they can't handle a bit of countryside charm.
Countryside charm. Josh knows that I'm a former chicken owner. It didn't last very long.
Same here.
But they were gifted to me. I didn't want the bastards, but what I was told was don't worry about it. They don't make any noise, and they don't lay any eggs. The friend of mine who gifted me these chickens, he was told that by the person he bought them from. Like, tell your friend, they haven't made a peep in years, and they're old cluckers or something. They don't lay eggs. Well, I think morning one that I owned these chickens, they were screaming their asses off and farting eggs all over my property.
Did you have a rooster?
I don't know.
You must have.
No, they weren't roosters. No.
Roosters wouldn't lay eggs.
Yeah,
right.
But I thought usually they only make a bunch of. They usually only become like more active like that if there's a rooster around to for the bitches to fight over.
And then one of them upped and died maybe 3-4 days later, and then I gave the other one back. I just said, look, I don't want this stupid thing.
A Texas startup called Throne is making waves in scatological circles after devising a camera which attaches to your toilet and photographs your poop. It's a literal crapshoot. Thrones use a downward-facing camera to securely capture video at the bathroom visits. The firm is saying that bowel movements are not being taken pictures of for laughs. They aim to reveal insights into users' gut health. The device clips onto the toilet rim and snaps videos of your freshly made feces. Doctor-trained AI then analyzes that footage and provides insight into your daily digestive and hydration status.
Isn't that something?
Then the Dookie data, along with tailored health recommendations, are available through a smartphone app, your own personal number 2 consultant. It's a cost-effective, non-invasive way to monitor overall health, they explained. Privacy concerns, of course, do arise, but Throne assures users they understand the health info is deeply personal. They only record the contents of your toilet bowl and use image recognition to automatically flush irrelevant data. The Crap Cam costs $499, but early adopters of the toilet camera can get it for $299.
I'll tell you what, there's not a doctor in the world that would want to see what a bowl of Chili Mac did to me yesterday.
Maybe they would.
Oh,
Not a doctor in the world, actually.
my gosh, I bet that was horrific. Oh,
it's worth it, though, right? Chili Mac, that's so good.
that stuff is so bomb.
It was very good.
Have you ever had Hamburger Helper Mac?
Dude, shut up, yes.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, that's good, too, but Sloppy Joe Mac. Have you ever tried that?
I don't think it's happened.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds great.
Real estate tycoon and friend of 93X, Chris Lindahl, has been kidnapped, and that's kidnapped with a K. Game developer Activision teamed up with the famous real estate agent and Billboard hog for the launch of the biggest game of the year, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. As part of an international campaign, Activision came up with a fun twist. Their character, the Replacer, will be taking Chris's place on billboards and ads for a while. For a few weeks, you'll see the Replacer doing Chris's arms out pose on billboards. The Replacer will also star in a reimagined version of Chris's viral Super Bowl ad appearing on TV, streaming platforms, and social media, quote, replacing Chris in the spotlight. The Replacer isn't stopping there. He's stepping up for other stars, too, like Cardinals QB Kyler Murray, Anthony Edwards, WNBA star Angel Reese, and more. The message of the campaign is that the Replacer does your job for you so you can enjoy playing Black Ops 6 out today.
You can see the billboard and all that stuff up on 93x.com.
Pretty cool.
It is so cute, actually.
Pretty cool. Here's what's hitting screens this week. Venom: The Last Dance is now in theaters.
It's about friggin' time it's The Last Dance.
Oh, yeah, I got something about that in a second. The explosive finale to the Venom trilogy drops Eddie Brock and his alien sidekick Venom into a chaotic, high-stakes chase as they're hunted by enemies from both their worlds. It might be the last Venom movie, but not everyone's shedding a tear. For example, I saw a headline that read, Venom: The Last Dance Review. Moronic alien trilogy finally ends. Good riddance. That's not a raving review whatsoever.
No. So you guys aren't going to meet me at the theater after the show?
No, I haven't seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen any of them.
So the first one, it was all right. Yeah, it was all right. Premiering today on Apple TV Plus, a new 10-episode psychological thriller starring Billy Crystal, Judith Light, and Rosie Perez called Before. Before follows Eli, a child psychiatrist grappling with the loss of his wife. His world turns upside down when he meets a troubled boy who may be linked to Eli's own haunting past.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yep, spooky. He played a psychiatrist in another show recently. Maybe it was even Apple TV Plus.
You're talking about Billy Crystal?
Yes. And he apparently, and then he was a killer, like a serial killer he was handling in that particular one.
Well, I love it when he plays a psychiatrist in Analyze This.
Yeah, he's played quite a few psychologists.
Very funny movie.
These two don't look too funny. A thriller about a woman trying to escape a serial killer after he injects her with a slow-acting paralytic debuts on Netflix today called Don't Move. Today on Max, the streaming premiere of Trap, the M. Night Shyamalan thriller about a serial killer played by Josh Hartnett trying to escape a trap set by cops at a concert he's attending with his teen daughter. And finally, series creator and executive producer Taylor Sheridan's espionage thriller Lioness returns Sunday to Paramount Plus for a hard-hitting, explosive second season.
What? That's it?
Anybody watch the first season?
No.
Nope.
Never even heard of it.
Lioness? That was pretty good.
Dude.
But I don't think I'll watch the second one.
Oh.
Best of luck to Jesus Dork Jesus, who messed up his wrists last week and is having some surgery this morning. Get well soon. You know, if that was Wapple, it would have killed his sex life. But he's a stud. He's still going to get some. We have the great pleasure of welcoming a new member to the sisterhood, Madeline Joy, born to Taze Wapple again, Dweebus, and medical billing Jesus. Congratulations to the devilishly handsome, more anxiety than hair Jesus and his too-hot-for-him fiancé, who's about to be his too-hot-for-him wife tomorrow. Thanks for the invite. Happy birthday to Zoe, turning 13 today, from your rad stepdad, poop-pumping Jesus, and happy 40th to our old co-worker and pal, Laura Lou. And that's 93X News.
Coming up next, we'll talk with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
Randy Shaver.
He's a pay-per-view turd.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
No, computer froze. Here we go.
Darnold again, that shake. Looks the other way, wide open, touchdown. Tight end Josh Oliver, 4 for 4 on that drive for 49 yards, and just like that, 6-0 going on 7. The corner to Jefferson, can he one-handed? He's juggling, and they are going to say he did catch it. Oh, baby. First and goal, ball spotted right at the 10. Darnold, good protection again. That's caught, and that is Sherfield. Trent Sherfield for the touchdown.
Well, he got that face mask. He sure did.
Yep.
I mean, anytime you see a guy's head get spun backwards, something happened. And he got away with one right there.
Tell you what, we love a good F-off day around here. We do, and so do our bros, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. You two probably already gotten into the beer, huh?
Oh, nah, that's not a good idea before class.
They haven't stopped getting into the beer since last night.
You guys are probably already
going.
Probably already letting her buck here on this F-off day. What the hell's the problem with this Vikings ball club? I think they need to make a trade for Adam Thielen.
Well, there's a rumor out there.
They've lost a couple in a row now. Yes, Randy.
You know what? Go ahead. Make the trade.
Yeah.
You think 5-12 gets us in the playoffs?
They've lost a couple in a row now. Last night's ball game, they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. 30-20, the Rams quarterback Matt Effin Stafford tossed 4 touchdown passes on him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It kind of helps when your 2 best receivers are back on the field together, right?
Yeah.
Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp were just fabulous. And you could tell Stafford was way more comfortable than if you've watched the Rams previous, because he knew he had 2 guys there that had every possibility of getting open on every play. So
that's a cute couple of names there. Don't they sound like maybe anime characters or something?
They kind of do.
They are cute together.
Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Running around town, solving crimes, whatever. Yeah, Stafford, he absolutely enjoyed having those 2 fellas back in the mix, along with another player by the name of Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
The 3 of them had big games last night. The Vikings couldn't slow them down.
They could not.
No pressure.
I think what the last couple weeks have maybe shown us is that before the trading deadline, the Vikings may be in the market to add some defensive secondary help.
Like alongside Adam Thielen.
Yes, alongside Adam Thielen.
Going to play defense?
Can Adam Thielen play corner? Right.
I've heard that conversation, Brad Ryder. It's just kind of, and I have no problem. Go ahead, make a trade for some. Here's the thing. I mean, the luster has kind of worn off this defense in the last couple.
It really has. Well, I think it's on the back end more than the front. I disagree. Oh, really? I think that they're still getting a decent amount of pressure from time to time. I don't think so. But I think they need some help back there a little bit. I disagree. I think the problem right now, and watching it again last night, is that they are not making Stafford be uncomfortable last night. Not enough, anyway.
I'll make you uncomfortable.
He had plenty of time.
He had a lot of time to throw the football last night. That's not a good thing.
The Rams put together 386 yards of total offense. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Sure. I mean, it's all relative, though, Nick. The yardage doesn't matter. It's the points on the scoreboard that matters.
Word. Scoreboard. The write-up that I read called last night an ineffective defensive performance by the Vikings.
Very much so.
And then Josh played the audio. Maybe it mattered in the long run. Maybe it didn't. But a lot of Vikings fans have wet themselves over a missed face-masking penalty.
Well,
Sam Darnold in the end zone. It counted for a safety, that, the other thing.
It was a bad call, but even if they get the first down, even if they get the call, they still got 80 yards to go with a minute to go and no timeout. So it's a bad non-call to not see that.
Really shocking that they missed that.
It really is. But I agree with Brad. I mean, there was no guarantee they were going to be able to get down the field and put points on the board. So
they were down 8 at the time.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of magic would have had to happen, sure.
Yeah, it's a tough loss in a division now that we know where every win is going to be critical because, you're playing in a division where
you know you're going to get beat up along the way against the teams in your division. So to win outside the division, at least right now, it looks like that's going to be the key to having a great record at the end of the year, because you're probably going to lose a few games inside the division, just the way it's setting up right now.
I'll give them a pass on these last 2 games if they're able to come back and win the next one. They play Indy at home, I think, next Sunday. If you're going to make something of the season and go to the playoffs, you got to win that game and rebound and come back.
Sunday, November 3rd, I think. Is that
a Sunday night game, actually?
That's right.
Yep.
It's been moved to a night game. Hubba Bubba Jesus would like to remind us that the Vikings defense gave the Los Angeles Rams 5 first downs via penalties.
That was ridiculous. That's a good point. And it was at terrible times too.
What are they effing off? What are they? I didn't see much of the game. What kind of penalties are we talking about? Just silly crap? Was it like roughing the passer or silly?
You're talking about like holding penalties.
Yeah. And again, that goes back to my point on the secondary a little bit. I mean, I think we agree they need some help somewhere on that defense, but there were 2 or 3 defensive holding penalties, I think.
You just got to keep your feet moving. Yes, I just got a text message from Medical Device Jesus. I saw this too. He texted in to say that Christian Darrisaw's leg fell off during the ball game.
Yeah, that was a bummer. And I was in a bad mood already because the Vikings just weren't performing. And the announcer kept calling him Darrisaw, and it really just irked me the whole time.
They're against us, Ashley. Wake up.
I'm like,
the referees and the announcers are always against us.
He's never had an H in his name.
A left knee injury. I don't have an update for you at this time, but we'll continue that evaluation here and then on into tomorrow.
You don't
and try to confirm what that is. Keeping our fingers crossed that we get some positive news.
That's head coach Kelvin O'Connor. What were you saying about mispronounced names now, Ashley?
Oh, no, I just said it pisses,
she didn't
me.
follow it.
Oh, did I? Oh, because of earlier. Shut up.
I think the real concern, the disappointment about that injury is that the Vikings probably should have taken a knee.
Yes. Absolutely.
And should have ended the half.
Did the same thing.
That play should have never happened.
And then the play after that, they did take a knee.
Yep.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I mean, that's the disappointing part. I mean, injuries can happen on any play. So, regardless of what happened in this situation, it could have happened at any time. It just felt like they weren't going to try. They weren't going to make an effort.
They weren't going to score.
To get into position to score. So just take a knee and be done. But unfortunately, Darrisaw gets hurt.
The Vikings offense only puts up 2 field goals in the final 3 quarters of the ball game.
Yep.
But he made them.
Not enough.
What was going on with the offense? 2 field goals in the final 3 quarters of the ball game.
There seems to be a pattern. I think, I've praised them before for coming out of they seem to come out of the gates on fire all the time, and I've credited that to good game planning, but then maybe they're not adjusting as the game has gone on, too.
Aren't they one of the best in the NFL in the first quarter?
Yes. Yeah.
They are, yeah.
He just doesn't seem aggressive enough throughout the game. He kind of tones it back.
Kelvin O'Connor?
Yeah, see, you got the name wrong there. That's going to piss Ashley.
Carroll O'Connor, I think, is his name.
Carroll O'Connor. The stat that was they kept bringing up about Matthew Stafford, and that he had, before last night's game, he had thrown 3 touchdowns the entire season, and then he got 4 last night. That's insane.
Yeah, getting those receivers back helped a lot.
Last night, Matt Stafford passed Dan Marino, my esteemed colleague, Dan Marino. Matt Stafford passed Dan Marino for 9th place in NFL history in total pass completion. So as you said there, Brad Ryder, next up, they got a little bit of time off and they host the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
We have to win.
Actually, it is this next Sunday.
I'm sorry, what was being said?
We have to win the next 3 because, we have Indy, then Jacksonville, and then Titans. Those are all winnable games.
I've heard that's that type of thing. Sure. So they get the loss against the Rams. And there you go. We'll get a word on that Darrisaw here at one point or another. Won't we, Ashley?
Shut
up. Anything else needed to be said about this ball game?
Not really.
Right. Not really. It's disappointing, but it's still early. There's a lot of time. They have a chance to figure this whole thing out. I'll just emphasize again, though, that this division, the way it's shaped up, 7 games in, I agree with Wapple. Those next 3 games outside the division, those are going to be critical.
Yep.
They're not a nighttime team, according to Be Like Bryce Jesus. Look up the stats on that. What, dude, send us the stats on that. I don't work for you. He says, look up the stats. They're not a good nighttime team.
That doesn't
I don't
mean
want to look
anything.
that up. Dude, send that to us. Obviously, you got it in front of you.
That doesn't mean anything.
No.
What are you talking about? Maybe it means something. I just don't want to look it up.
It doesn't mean anything.
Dara Shaw, his injury. We have a comment here from Com Real Estate Jesus. He says, take the knee, and then a bunch of exclamation points. I'm a Packers fan, and I was upset by that play call. You just lost your best OL.
It's like they sent him out there just so that he could get hurt.
Oh, it was a freak play. Like Randy said, it could have happened any friggin' time.
Yeah.
You guys have heard this before, haven't you, by God? Smucker's Uncrustables.
Yum.
So good. So good.
Are a favorite snacky snack for athletes. I'm sure you've heard that before, right?
Yeah, they've got a good amount of protein in there.
I had a...
Peanut butter.
All right, thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
I had a love affair with those bastards for a 6-8 month period of time, and I don't know, maybe I kind of burned myself out on them, but they are delicious. A website called The Athletic. How do you say that, John?
Athletic.
A website called The Athletic published
Dara Shaw.
They published an article on Uncrustables. They called them childhood wrapped in plastic, is how they define the Uncrustables. It says here, Randy, you on the toilet?
No. Why? What happened?
It says here, altogether, NFL teams go through anywhere from 3,600 to 4,300 Uncrustables a week.
Oh, my gosh. That's insane.
That's awesome.
What?
Now, I feel sorry for whoever had to do the arithmetic on all that. But the word is the Vikings ball club eat 200 a week.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
No, not when you break it down like that.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, you were right, Nick.
You just finished.
The Vikings ball
There
club.
go the Uncrustables.
Apparently, the league leader is the Denver Broncos. Their locker room sucks down 700 Uncrustables a week.
That seems more likely.
Yeah.
You ever had a frozen Uncrustable?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
My stepson turned me onto that. They're
All
good.
different kinds.
You ever threw them in the toaster?
Yeah,
Of course.
Life-changing.
All different kinds, I said. All right, that was unnecessary. I'm sorry.
Got angry.
I got angry.
Like
about
Ashley,
that.
she gets angry.
Did you know this now? Someone called Len Kretschmann of Fergus Falls, Minnesota, is the co-inventor of the Uncrustable.
I was aware. That's
Wow.
pretty
I bet
cool.
He lives on the high side of town up there in Fergus Falls.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of the Denver Broncos, wide receiver on that ball club by the name of Josh Reynolds is recovering from 2 gunshot wounds after he and another man were shot after they left a strip club last week.
Oh, boy.
Son of a bitch. 2 men have been arrested in connection with this air-holing, which occurred at around 3 a.m. a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nothing ever happens good after 12:30.
What in God's name are you doing out at 3 a.m.? So it sounds like this Josh Reynolds and a bro of his were out at the Boom Boom, and when they left, they were followed by a couple of lunatics. And those lunatics shot him, I believe, while they were driving down the road.
Wow.
This Josh Reynolds got shot in his left arm and in the back of the head.
Oh, boy. I wonder if there was some sort of an argument or something that led up to that. They followed him. Yeah.
Not trying to be cute about this, but the joint that they had just walked out of was called Shotgun Willies.
Oh, boy.
Guy got a bullet in the back of the noggin, Cubby.
Hey, amazing that eggs didn't get scrambled there.
Oh, my God. New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamar. I really like watching him operate. I do.
Yep.
It's a fun back to watch. Signed a 2-year extension with that ball club yesterday or the day before. The deal is worth $24-some-odd million. But that's not all he gets out of the deal. He also gets free beer for life.
Sweet.
I think that would kill 2 out of the 5 members of the show.
A company down there, or over there, however you want to call it, well, it'll be down there, Louisiana, a company called Abita Brewing Company. They tweeted that they wanted to reward Alvin Kamar for his loyalty with free beer for life. It didn't take long for Kamar to respond and accept the offer. I get a kick out of this. He immediately tweeted back, "Do you need my address? How do we do this?" This guy wants his hands on his free Steve Weisers. Okay, so maybe some of you are wondering, free beer for life, what is that going to come to? Maybe the dollar amount? Okay, I have this for you. You have to listen closely. It's very confusing, at least it was for me, but I've never been very good with that arithmetic. According to the National Institute of Health, the average dude has around 4 drinkies per week, which comes out to 200 drinks per, I'll get there, 4 drinks per week, which comes out to 208 drinks per year. 4 drinks per week, by the way, sounds a little low.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is just on average. You take into consideration the average life expectancy for a U.S. male. Do you know what it is, Randy Shaver? Because you're damn near there.
73.
78.
Oh.
Good news for you, Randy.
I got a ways to go.
You take into consideration the average life expectancy for a U.S. male, 78. Kamara, he's 29 right now. He will consume around 10,192 more drinks in his lifetime. Then you go off the rough price of $12 for a 6-pack of that Abita beer, and that means the free beer for life is worth a little over $20,000.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, pretty cool. Unless you get sick of that beer.
4 drinks a week, huh?
That's wow.
Well, that is about what I'm at now.
Are they usually
is
all
that
in
right?
one night,
That's-
or is it like
No,
one a night?
I'm a completely different beer drinker now.
Yeah, that's
Weirdo?
considerably lower than where you were.
Oh, I used to
Because
drink
you were like that a day, pretty much.
more
right?
than that a day.
Even when a
even
ball
more.
game is on?
Pardon me?
Even when a ball game is on?
Well, what night is it?
Does it change a little bit?
What changed for me is I'm pretty much only drinking beer on Fridays and Saturdays now.
Oh, good for you.
Um,
Do you feel better?
no.
on Saturday and Sunday, he does.
I don't feel any different at all. I was hoping there would be a bigger difference.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe I'd dump some weight like I did when I quit drinking fully leaded Gatorade.
You dropped weight quick with
oh,
that,
yeah.
and significant.
Yeah, when I stopped drinking fully leaded Gatorade, I dumped like 20-some pounds.
Instantaneously.
I thought maybe dummying down on the Steve Weisers would do the same thing, but it didn't.
Well, I
Might
would have
as well
thought that
pick
too.
it back up.
But we've had these conversations before about, how many you have in a week and what it costs, and then, for tobacco users, what that costs a year. It really can be stunning, the amount of money you can spend in a year on your vices. But I'll tell you what, they're worth it.
Yeah, that's something that's just none of my business. I don't need to know how much I'm spending.
This is cute.
None of your business.
Mhm.
It's none of your business
my
what you're spending?
Yep, not on that stuff. Nope.
Man, here's a gal that's not going to learn anything about herself because it's none of her own business. This is cute. Dallas Cowboys kicker, a kid by the name of Brandon Aubrey, missed practice on Wednesday, missed practice yesterday because he's on friggin' jury duty.
Oh, really?
What?
Even a NFL kicker can't get out of that?
The Cowboys tried to get him out of it because they're big, powerful characters down there in Texas, right? But he said no. He said he wants to do his civic duty. They're going to let him off the hook on weekends so he can go kick footballs for the Cowboys, but he's not going to be at practice. I mean, the article goes on to say, this kid can walk into the practice facility anytime he wants and kick a few footballs.
Sure.
It's not like he's the quarterback or the running back, and you guys know that hurts me to say that because my favorite part of the NFL is the special teams. I'm not trying to take anything away from the kid. And he's very good at what he does. Apparently, he leads the NFL.
Good.
Yeah, he's very
Yes.
Well, that's just it. I mean, he can go in at any time and get his work in, whereas quarterbacks and linemen and receivers can't do that.
Right.
He leads the NFL in field goals made, or he did last season. Last season, he was 10 for 10 on kicks from at least 50 yards away. He's very good at this. But he wants to do his part. He is
good
involved.
For him. He's a good citizen.
Well, he also wants to get out of going to practice. And
no team meetings, all that BS.
Of course.
Think about team meetings.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And he gets paid to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gets a little, $20 walking around money?
He's double dipping. Ask me about that. I know all about that.
Well, now, here's the difference. You guys know that I was selected for jury duty, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I can't remember when it was. And it was miserable. I hated it so much.
So did I.
But here's the difference. I was just sitting there with my thumb in my ass. This kid has already been selected for a felony assault case.
Oh, that's fun.
Right? I mean, I hated missing work. I hate a change in my routine. But if they would have said, hey, dude, we got you on the jury for some exciting, bloody assault case, that would have changed everything. And that's what this kid is involved in. There's no way to know how long this could last, of course. And like I said, the Cowboys tried to pull him away, and he said, no, I want to.
Well, I guess they're kind of lucky they're not playing a Thursday night game this week, where they.
Oh, sure.
That would have been an issue, obviously, if it was a Thursday away game.
I suppose if he got stuck there sitting in, what do they call it in the business?
He wouldn't be able to play.
Deliberating or whatever the hell they do. Jury duty. God, I wouldn't wish that on my worst friggin' enemy. That sucked. You hated it too, Randy?
I did too.
Oh,
yes.
I was just ready to. Yep. The only bright part of the entire experience is at one point I was wandering aimlessly through that courthouse in Minneapolis, just wondering if, I don't know, maybe do I turn an ankle on purpose? Do I throw myself down a flight of stairs? How do I get out of this? And I ran into our old bro, Ryan Pasiga.
Oh, that's cool.
And he hugged a player.
He's a good guy.
Because he is a good guy. All right. Apparently the Pigs are just the greatest hockey club of all time. It doesn't matter what's going on or who their opponent is, they just go ahead and win.
They certainly are now.
Mm-hmm. Last night in awful Tampa, Florida, that Matt Boldy kid.
What do you mean awful Tampa, Florida?
It's awful down there. Florida's terrible.
It's not awful.
Go down there in February.
I have been down there in February. Don't talk to me like I'm some kind of a kid, Brad Ryder. You didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. Matt Boldy broke a tie game early in the third period with a power play goal. And you got to get the power play going. You guys know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the third, the Russian kid spit on Gordie Howe's grave by scoring an empty netter. And by damn, the Man Bear Pigs are still unbeaten in what they call regulation. The final from awful Tampa, Florida was 4-2 Minnesota.
Yeah, but the streak is over.
Nobody cared about that streak.
The streak is over. That's just devastating. It's just devastating.
The person that did the research for that streak is probably devastated it's over. I did all that work and it lasted one more game.
I'm the only guy on the planet who looked up this stupid, meaningless streak. And
fire the head coach. The streak's over.
You're talking about the, what was the streak?
They've never been behind in a game.
Right.
I mean,
we talked about this a few days ago, and it grabbed the entire metro area. People could not believe it.
Glorious streak. Glorious.
Foligno had a couple big hits last night. That was cool to see.
Take your word for it.
Don't get hurt.
Don't get hurt doing that, Randy Shaver.
That's right.
Said. Mark the Animal, Andre Fleury made 23 saves. That's his first win of the season. Kaprizov did score a legitimate goal also. They've scored first in each of their 7 games this season. They've outscored their opponents 8-1 in the first period. They got another game Saturday on this marathon road trip. They're going to play at Philadelphia. But they're just clicking along, Randy.
They are. They're playing great.
Just clicking along.
They're getting great goaltending. They're just, everything is working.
And the Timberwolves got their first win of the year.
Whew. Boy, barely, though. Good game last night. Fun.
Well, when I hit the sack in the third quarter, the boys were down 10.
Throws it to inbounder. Gives it up. Murray fires. Out. Nearly went down. And the Wolves escape with the victory.
I will say this. You're not going to win the vast majority of your games if Randall and Edwards are scoring 30 and nobody else is really doing much. mean, Nasri did play really well off the bench last night, but they need more help. I mean, Gobert, Conley was not good again last night shooting the ball. McDaniels is not a good shooter. This team needs to get a little bit more offense generated from that starting five, and it can't just be Edwards and Randall scoring 30-plus every night.
That is true, but I will say that that's part of the reason why you see last night why they made this trade, because when Randall is cooking like that, he's pretty good. Pretty good player.
Julius Randle was awesome from what I saw last night.
13 for 17 and 5 for 6 from 3. But you're right, he will disappear from time to time and not be there, but he was really, really good last night.
I didn't get a chance to see the season opener because I was at the Iron Maiden show, so this was my first game of the year, and I saw out of Julius Randle everything that I loved about him.
Yeah.
When he played for the Knicks and the Lakers. But you're right, they could use a little more help. Yeah. Mike Jr. will come along. Mike Jr. is not going anywhere. What's the other skinny kid's name?
Well,
McDaniels.
McDaniels
struggles. Yeah.
He's struggling too.
Their bench with Reed and DiVincenzo off the bench, even Alexander, really good.
DiVincenzo, from what I saw last night, was not good.
Well, I mean,
he didn't shoot good,
but he'll supply offense for you off the bench. He'll do some good things off the bench. I'm just saying that, to me, in watching this game, it was a great. I mean, Sacramento, when they figure out how to get everybody involved, and this was their opening night, so you got to give them a chance to kind of develop a little bit too. But they've got a lot of firepower. I thought Keegan Murray was maybe the best player on the floor for quite a bit of that game last night. And you're talking about Sabonis and DeRozan and Fox and guys like that on the floor for them. Even Malik Monk is just a really good player off the bench for them. It was a really good game, but I'm just saying the Wolves need to find a better balance offensively than just those two guys.
I'm down with that, Randy Shaver. If it ain't the Wolves, I think the Sacramento Kings represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. That is a really, really
I'm on Oklahoma City, too.
I was just going to say, OKC, they go into Denver last night, and they beat Denver despite the fact that Jokic had a triple-double. They go in there last night and played really, really well. I think OKC is the best.
And I know Randy disagrees with this, but I'm kind of on Dallas, too. I know you don't like that, but...
they played well last night, for sure, but... I
think Klay Thompson's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to show it the whole year.
You heard this a few days ago. A few days ago, you heard this here first when Brad Ryder and I informed you that the Vikings will lose in the playoffs this year to Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, okay? You heard that here first. Here's something else you heard here first. Sacramento will represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals if it's not the Timberwolves.
Okay.
The Wolves hit 23-point baskets in last night's game. Tomorrow's the home opener. I'm going with the friggin' wife.
Oh, good.
Nice. Date night.
Well, tonight's date night. But, yeah, tomorrow.
Oh,
my God.
Nick and I are going on a date tonight.
I would rather define tonight, Josh, you and I would rather define that as date night than when I go to the Wolves game tomorrow with the friggin' wife. Josh and I are going out tonight with another old friend for dinner. Josh is insisting again on calling it a date.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of him. He's the third wheel. Yeah, Nick and I, it's our date.
Oh, did I tell you the wrong time the reservations are? Oh, I guess it's just you and I, Nick.
Depends on where you're going for dinner, I guess.
How creepy would that be?
That'd be so creepy, but I'd love it.
What did Dana say?
Hey, you find out that I told the other guy the wrong restaurant.
Oh, no.
Just so I could have you all to myself.
You know, there are people who do say, Josh, that you and I should just F and get it over with.
Well, maybe some people listen for the will they, won't they?
And some of us kind of hope we're there to be able to watch it happen.
There better be a third person at that dinner table when I walk in tonight.
Nick just pays the busboy to sit down at the table with you guys.
Don't be pulling that move on me. Doesn't move. What do you think, I'm easy or something?
No, I'll work for it.
I'm just going to get on my back. The Timberwolves reached 11,000 season ticket holders for the first time since the year 1990.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of the Timberwolves.
Was that the first year they were in Target Center?
No, that was
the second year, I think.
Okay.
Did they? Am I remembering correctly? Did they not play 2 years at the Dome or just one?
They only played one.
Okay,
They only played 1 year in the Dome.
So then,
Okay.
If they sold 11,000 season tickets in 90, then that was leading up to their first season at Target Center.
Yeah, you're right then.
Yeah.
Tonight is Game 1 of the World Series at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. The Dodgers host the New York Yankees. Best out of 7 determines this year's world champion. Who's pitching the opener?
I think Flaherty's going tonight for the Dodgers. I'm not sure with the Yankees. Is it Cole?
I'll go ahead and tell
I
you.
would expect Cole.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've had enough time off.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm going Dodgers. I think there's the Fernando Valenzuela factor tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean in the entire series, of course.
I'm going Dodgers.
All right.
Yeah, I would agree. It would have been a great week. I was thinking about this. It would have been a great week to be in L.A. if you're a Minnesota sports fan or a sports fan. I mean, you could have watched the Wolves and Lakers Tuesday in L.A. You could have gone to the Vikings game last night. You could have gone to Game 1 of the World Series tonight.
And spent $9,000 doing it.
Well, true. You'd have to have a little bit of money for all that. But
I would not want to be in L.A. tonight. Oh, it's going to be so busy.
Game 1 of the World Series.
The Lakers are playing. World Series is playing. White Lions playing at Whiskey A Go Go.
Well, that trumps it all.
Is that a true story?
100%.
Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah, and then I think David Gilmour's playing too.
Never heard of the guy.
Well, if White Lions playing, I do want to be in LA, and that's it.
Yeah, there's not many things that'll draw Cubby to Los Angeles, but Mike Tramp and his version of White Lion.
Yeah, I'd go.
I wonder if they're going to play. Wait.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Of course they will. That's a silly question. But I saw him in concert a couple times, and he always had that dramatic pause.
And does he still do the voice crack?
The vocal fry?
Yeah.
But he would always say this. Here's a little song called Wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the girls would go, oh, God, I've been waiting on this one all night. Shohei Ohtani won't pitch in the World Series, according to his skipper, an older cat by the name of Dave Roberts. Do you believe that he won't pitch in the World Series?
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. No.
Because they just don't want to risk anything long term. There's just no reason to. They've got enough pitching.
Game 7, it's tied 0-0 in the 10th inning. They're going to bring Ohtani in.
No.
And the crowd's going to go crazy. Nah, he probably won't throw. Bleacher Report. Cut loose with a little something here. 10 big league players we wish had won a World Series ring. So it's like a group of great players and also nice guys.
Okay.
Generally well-liked by fans, great players that Bleacher Report, again, thinks, they wish these guys would have won a World Series. A few former Twins fall into the mix here.
I would say Rod Carew's got to be one of them.
Yep.
They do not mention Rod Carew. Here's the thing, Randy Shaver. I don't think they really went back to the 70s.
Oh, sure.
It's more current guys.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Because life didn't exist beyond.
Yeah, they don't know who those guys are.
They're a bunch of, what's the term again? They're a bunch of...
millennials.
Millennials. Millennials put this together. They don't know anything about those old days, Brad.
And they don't care.
They don't care.
And they don't care.
They got their friggin' cell phone. They've got their vape rod. What do they have, Josh? The young people.
I don't know, but I think it's pretty great. This is an anti-millennial.
It
thing
is.
All of a sudden.
It is. This became very anti-millennial.
They got their fashionable drip on. They don't care.
Those people.
Get off my lawn.
It's more recent players. Joey Votto. They wish he had won a World Series. Powdered Toast Man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Jim Thome.
For sure.
And, boy, those Cleveland teams he played on in the 90s were friggin' great. They were just great.
Yeah.
They got beat in the series by the Braves in friggin' 95. God, by the middle of the 90s, I was so sick of the Atlanta Braves, I wanted to puke. And then they lost to the Marlins in 97. And Thome had great performances in those playoffs. What are you doing? Chopping onions for dinner? What the hell's going on in the background there?
It's not me.
Not me.
It's Brad Ryder. What are you doing over there?
Nothing.
Torrey Hunter is mentioned as a player they wish would have. I mean, Torrey was such a great player.
Love Torrey
I
Hunter.
loved watching every damn thing that guy did.
Nice dude, too.
I saw him hosting a game show at Twins Fest, and he was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, I bet he was good at that.
Ken Griffey Jr., obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Halladay. Is he still just one of two guys to throw a no-hitter in the playoff? I believe. It's Halliday and Feller, maybe?
Well, Don Larson.
Don Larson threw a perfect game in the World
That's
Series.
right, Larson.
Although I don't think Griffey's eligible for this list, though, because I won multiple World Series with him on a Ken Griffey Jr. baseball Nintendo 64. So, I mean, he at least got that glory.
What team was he playing for? The Bills? Roy Halladay died in that wacky plane crash, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yes.
Andrew Jones, speaking of the Atlanta Braves. Johan Santana.
Really?
Sure.
Yes, really. They say here they wish he would have won a World Series. Oh, by the way, back to I'm getting some texts here. What about Cal Ripken? What about this guy? What about that guy? Again, the millennials put this together.
They don't care.
The millennials don't care about anything, Brad says.
Nope.
And maybe Cal Ripken wasn't a nice guy. You have to factor in that this list is great players, and they were well-liked all over town. Maybe Cal Ripken was a dick. I don't know. You got to ask the millennials at BleacherReport.com. But they mentioned Johan. They say at the height of his powers, that's one way to put it, I guess, there wasn't a more dominant pitcher in the game. Oh, and absolutely, that's true. He was just absolutely terrific. Trevor Hoffman, the great closer for many years for this team and that team. Vladimir Guerrero. Adrian Beltre make up the list.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. There you friggin' go. And we're going to do this again now. This time last year, I said the same thing. Time is supposed to stand still around here whenever the state high school hockey tournament begins. We're all required by law to sacrifice our firstborn to the hockey overlords in March when the tournament starts. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoy watching the high school hockey tournament, but it's become so over-dramatic the last 10, 15 years. We've mentioned before that during the high school hockey tournament, if you challenged yourself to drink a shot every time an announcer mentioned our, quote, rich tradition of hockey, you'd be seizing up from alcohol poisoning within 2 hours. But nobody says a single word around here when the state baseball tournament kicks off, do they? They just don't.
Isn't school out by the time that starts? I remember guys playing.
I don't know.
I remember guys playing in state tournament games after we had already graduated, because it goes so long into June.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Well, it says here, am I wrong here? It says here the baseball tournament starts today. Is that wrong?
No, baseball's a spring sport in Minnesota.
Baseball, yeah.
Well, then sorry I blew up.
Yeah, the state baseball tournament's usually after graduations or right around the time graduations happen.
Well, what time is it then?
8:15.
Is it 8:15?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it was in June.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Well, you're focused on our date.
I read this huge article. Oh, am I focused on the date? I read this huge article about the state baseball tournament.
That'd be crazy.
Where'd you find this?
Maybe is it fall ball?
And why did it
For
never...
what state? Maybe just say it's a different state.
Well, no, it says here Lakeville and such. And why did it never dawn on me? Of course I know that the state baseball tournament's in spring, summer. This is the weirdest moment I've had in a long time. Wow. I edited this entire article about who's playing who in the state baseball tournament, never considering the date, never considering the time of year.
Are you old enough to blame it on just getting old?
Yeah, I think I am. What else can I blame it on? I told you guys I'm not drinking as much as I used to.
There's just too much pressure on this date tonight.
This is just straight up senility. Wow. This has been a rude awakening.
You need to start drinking again.
And you know what my favorite part is? You set up a little rant about why is nobody talking about
this?
And then you answered your own question.
That all is very true. I mean, it does go completely unnoticed. Why, in God's name, I got to make a doctor's appointment. Why, in God's name, throughout this entire article that I edited, did it never dawn to me? It's October.
Maybe you want it subliminally to be in the spring. Maybe you just want to bypass winter.
Wasn't it
I'm telling you, this is a concerning moment for me. Yeah, yes, Wapple.
Wasn't it yesterday you brought up the horror movie clip from Mrs. Doubtfire, too? That was from 10 years ago.
Well, now that I'm not concerned about because I'm not an internet guy.
Yeah.
I found this video online where they took, maybe Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver are unaware of this, they took the trailer from the old Robin Williams movie, Mrs. Doubtfire, and someone edited it into a horror movie trailer. And I thought it was just brilliant. So I bring this up on the air yesterday, and everyone else on the show says, yeah, it's 20 years old. That, I'm not concerned about that because I'm not a social media. You guys know I'm behind on all of that stuff. But this has me worried about my mental well-being. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I blew up.
Well, who's playing who? Let's just do it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, maybe the kids are going to be pumped.
Yeah, are we allowed to bet on this? Or?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but I just completely fried there. Here's what's else going on this weekend. The North Stars are at Hartford.
No, they've actually been gone 30-some years.
The Kicks are at home this weekend.
The Kicks. They visited our school. We thought that was pretty
fun.
awesome.
There's a big game tonight. The Kansas City Kings play the New Orleans Jazz. No, truthfully, Golden Gopher football plays their homecoming game tomorrow afternoon against Maryland. Do they beat the Terrapins?
Yes,
they should.
They do?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Golden Gopher, what?
Is it going to be Goldie's costume night then?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's always fun.
It is the closest home game to Halloween, so it must be.
It's got to be.
Goldie Gopher puts on all of his Halloween costume. I've gone to a few of those Halloween games at the University of Minnesota, and I don't watch a lick of the ball game. I have my eyes on Goldie the entire time because he puts on that great of a show.
Memorial Stadium will be rocking.
Yes. I just hope that Mike Hohensee can have a good game at quarterback. Carl Mecklenburg, I hope he puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Tony Dungy can get away from the pressure pretty well, too.
Golden Gopher.
Let's hope Sandy Stevens is healthy for the game this weekend.
Golden Gopher hockey with, Bill Butters and Aaron Broughton.
I was talking to Gopher Athletic Director Paul Giel the other day. And he was hoping that Jim Dutcher and the folks at the barn are ready for the season.
Right now, there's someone saying, okay, how far can they take
I was going to say, this shows how old we are. We could do this all morning.
Yes, we could.
I haven't recognized a single name you guys have said the last 5 minutes.
Golden Gopher hockey plays with St. Thomas. Golden Gopher ladies play Mankato's.
It's a home.
The ladies have hockey?
Yeah, I don't know, Josh. You think maybe I need to go see somebody? That is the biggest brain fart I've ever had on or off air. It really is.
Wow.
This is why we usually don't let you do your own interneting, just in case something like this happens.
You guys have a wondrous weekend, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. There's plenty to do and see. You going to any Halloween parties, either one of you?
They're coming to mine.
Wait, we didn't get invited, but they did.
Special circumstances. They're the entertainment.
Well, they are entertaining.
Explain that.
They're going to be one of those 2-person horse costumes.
Which one's the ass?
Yeah, I think you know.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I have someone that just texted in that might that maybe knows what happened to me and my massive brain fry. A listener says, who is this? I have their phone number in my phone, but I don't know who it is. I don't have your name. Today is the day one of the football tournament, high school football?
No, well, today's sections tonight. Yeah,
maybe that's what I did. Maybe it is possible that I looked up football and somehow convinced myself it was baseball.
I thought that's where you were going. I thought you were about to bring up the football tournament.
Who are you?
I don't know.
What were the teams?
Who were the teams playing? Then we would know.
I threw it away.
Oh
boy. Okay.
That must have been it. Maybe now I'm not so scared.
Tonight the 6A tournament starts.
That had to be what happened, and somehow I imagined it baseball. Jesus Christ.
Well, because the World Series is starting, so you can't be blamed for that.
Either way, it's concerning. It certainly is concerning, but maybe I'm not as afraid as I was 15 minutes ago. But hey, Ashley, you'll get there. We all get there.
President Nixon's going to be at work.
We'll talk to you.
Did you know that Dwight D is throwing
Randy, the joke has pretty much been killed at this point.
Did you see the Reagan-Carter debate last night?
It gets less and less funny. It really does. It really does. I mean, okay, get it out of your system. What else can we say? The Bee Gees are playing at halftime.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Did you hear they're about to put a man on the moon?
I'm going to the Beatles concert at Met Stadium tomorrow night too.
We're giving away Minnesota Moose tickets.
You guys really want to keep? You really want to?
Is this gonna be like one of those Family Guys things where like it's gotten so downhill and now it's starting to be funny again?
That happened 10 minutes ago already. 10 minutes ago. Jesus Christ, just beating a dead horse into oblivion. You're a great couple of pals there. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Right.
We'll be back here in a few minutes, by damn.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this winter. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst time.
Hey, Ashley here. Get your home ready for winter. Schedule your furnace tune-up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and save $30. Have a boiler? Save $40 on your boiler tune-up. Visit standardheating.com to book and lock in your savings. Stay cozy, stay ready.
Robinhood's Hood Week is here. 12 days, 3 legendary offers, and unlimited bonus amounts. Earn 3% on IRA transfers with Robinhood Gold, 2% on transfers with at least a $10,000 margin balance, and 1% on brokerage transfers until October 27th. Hood Week ends soon, so visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek. Investing is risky. Bonus offers subject to terms and conditions. Visit Robinhood.com/HoodWeek for more information. Margin is not suitable for all investors. Robinhood Gold is offered through Robinhood Gold LLC and is a subscription offering services for a fee. Brokerage services offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer. When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The 93X Half-assed morning show.
They got their heads up their ass.
On 93X.
Oh, man. Friday, huh? You guys know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, yeah.
These are good.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. It's already 8:29 here on the 93X Half-assed morning show. I'll be damned, Josh. I just checked out a website. It cracked me up right away, and I thought of you. Well, first off, what kind of websites do you cruise through when you've got some free time? What do you check out?
It's not just reading
Not work related, none of that crap that we have to do for friggin' hours every stinking day. Just when you got some free time, you might want to cruise around. You're a techie guy. You look at this, that.
Nothing that would interest anybody,
Cars?
I don't think. Sure, I like doing that.
No porno. You don't look at porno.
I don't. ProToolsExpert.com.
Adobe lessons.
Yep. A lot of YouTube lessons.
All right.
So primarily stuff that would get me probably made fun of around here.
You don't even check out
techie stuff.
You don't even check out college girls in their underwear or anything like that?
No.
All right. No. I saw a website here a couple minutes ago. I'd never seen anything like this before. Maybe some of you have heard of this. My track record is such the last couple of days where, Jesus Christ. Well, maybe think of you, Josh, as you have made it known on this program a handful of times that you prefer a mostly silent experience when it comes to making love. At
least on my half.
You don't like to get too vocal.
No, not at all.
Not a peep. Mm-mm. The website that I just crashed into, and again, feel free to kick me in the ass if this is old news or absolutely 100% inaccurate. If you were listening 20 minutes ago, you'll know what I'm. I saw a website called OrgasmSoundLibrary.com.
I haven't heard of that, but I know if certain, how would you call it, music provider, I guess, like an Apple Music or a Spotify, they have those on them.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine will he sent me a couple before. He's like, oh, listen at 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is incredible. So they have those. You can just play orgasm sounds.
You're looking on Spotify, you're going to play an old Judas Priest record or something, and you can also bump into audio of orgasms?
Yeah, orgasm sounds. Yep.
I've never, I have that on my telephone.
I can't say I don't have Spotify. I'm just saying like a streaming service. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
A music streaming service, they have things like that.
OrgasmSoundLibrary.com. And I think maybe if we played some of this, we might make someone mad. Sorry, it's late notice. It's something that I just knocked into. And I'm just laughing my balls off over here off the air.
Oh my gosh, the titles of these orgasm sounds.
So let me explain now. Folks did a study, and they listened and they analyzed to over 30 hours of people making noise while having sex or orgasming on their way to orgasming, given way. And they put them up on a website called OrgasmSoundLibrary.com. And you can publicly share recordings of your own sexual vocalizations and orgasms.
Right here at the top, you can upload them.
I'm sorry?
You can upload your sounds.
You can.
It says upload orgasm.
Okay, this is so hilarious to me. And
there's a whole Reddit thread on this, too. Orgasm sounds.
Okay.
Of course.
All right.
If it exists, it's on Reddit.
But none of you have heard of OrgasmSoundLibrary.com?
No.
I got one.
Good job, Nick.
I got one. You better credit me for that because I got a lot of L's on the other side of the bracket. And Ashley mentioned the titles. Some of the titles, it just tells you exactly what's going on when this person gave way.
I like the ones that don't do that. Like this one here. It says, thinking of you. And then in parentheses, it says, but you may never know. What does that orgasm sound like?
Well, I don't know, but it's kind of hot.
That is kind of cool.
Thinking of you, but you might not know.
I want to know.
We want to know, don't we?
Tell me.
Boy, you got to be some kind of special person, I think, to take the time out of your busy day to share the sound of your orgasm on a website that people all the way around the world can access.
I'm sure there's a market for that, certainly.
The titles, like Ashley said, what are you laughing about?
Can you share some of the titles, or is it too much?
Well, I mean,
Some of them
okay,
are too much, but
some of them give it a cute name, like Memories of Last Night.
Yeah,
and then you click on it, and someone, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I heard some of them. You were playing some of them over there.
Here's
some mention
here.
where fingers and other things are placed at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I would have preferred to use my imagination, but sure. Maybe I'd be off on some of that.
This one says, hush, solo secrets of a horny girl.
The solo secrets.
There's one called Add to Dawn.
There's one called Thinking of Dr. Phil.
Oh, I bet that one's not that enthusiastic.
My favorite title is Male Explosion in the Morning. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah,
but that's once we get done at 9, Josh, I'm going to cue that up for everybody in the building.
Oh, I'm sure it sounds a lot like this.
Son of a bitch, that stung there at the end. You think they're making any money on OrgasmSoundLibrary.com?
Are there ads on there?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing any. Maybe when you start to listen to them.
So it's just like a public service of sorts.
Yeah. PSA, upload your orgasms.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
The original Toolmaker Jesus says, as a dip-S 19 to 20-year-old, I thought it was super funny and cool to have a woman orgasming as my ringtone. I was such a huge douche.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
That is kind of funny. Or like maybe just a particular friend, their text tone or something.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Dana, what made you laugh so hard? Was it a title that's appropriate?
I can just say this one. Ashley and Wapple, you guys into Minecraft at all? Have you ever played that video game?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Heard of it.
Then you might enjoy this one, especially if you're a Minecraft fan. It's called, the orgasm is titled beating my meat to Minecraft.
That's weird. I think Minecraft's all blocky and very good graphics.
It's the least sexual game out there.
What's the one you'd be most likely to masturbate to? You guys play a lot of games. How you do a video game update?
I hear Baldur's Gate is pretty sexual.
Is that right? Baldur's Gate?
I can't imagine.
Yep.
I can't imagine being a grown person with my pants and underwears around my ankles as I'm playing a video game.
No, me either.
I did have a buddy who admitted that, pre-internet or at least high-speed internet and porn wasn't readily available, that he just went ahead and looked at the cover of Tomb Raider on the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
He used the cover of Tomb Raider.
Yep. He might have covered the cover.
Lara Croft fan?
Yep.
Now, I looked up more about this orgasmsoundlibrary.com, and there's a big write-up on, both men and women make noise during sex, contrary to the stereotypes that women are more vocal. And it keeps going on and on and on with all that stuff. Is there anything, you have any questions? I can maybe answer them for you. You have any questions?
Well, is that a stereotype that women are most vocal? I'm the only guy I've ever been with. So, I mean, is that a stereotype or is that just a fact? To me, I would have said that was a fact.
I don't know if I'd call it a stereotype. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't know either.
What do you mean? You'd know.
I guess I'm not sure how other women are. I mean...
Well, you watch all-girl porn.
Yeah, that's...
I suppose
but that's not real.
Some people suggest there's acting there. Okay.
Yeah. There's a little bit of...
I guess if
exaggeration involved at times. Yes, Ashley.
I guess if I really wanted to, and didn't want to be into it at all, I could stay completely quiet, no problem. I think
you could all the way through the process.
100%.
Not me, baby.
If I put in the effort, yeah.
Even if it wraps up the way you're hoping it does, you still could. Huh?
I could, yeah.
Oh, not this guy right here. I like everybody in town to know what's happening.
But I think someone texted in, was it yesterday? Somebody texted in and said that it makes it better to make noise for women, and I would have to agree with that. I wouldn't want to be silent because it definitely, it adds something.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We had a female text and said when she gets going vocally, it kind of helps everything else. Works from the top down.
Yeah.
Check that out, everybody. What did I say the website was? Because I threw it away already.
Orgasmsoundlibrary.com.
Oh, God, that's great.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't like that sound with the conversation we were
you're
just
sensitive to the to male sounds? I don't blame you. After the conversation we were just having, I'm sorry. I should have been more aware, but I did make kind of a sound there, didn't I? That was just I'm tired and my nose is running sound, just to be clear. All right. We mentioned earlier, Josh and I are going out on the town together tonight, meeting up with an old bro for some dinner. Expensive joint, too, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, it was shocking a little bit.
I have to move back in with my folks here after we...
I'm not hungry. I'm just going to have a side salad. And it's not because I can't afford the steak.
It's not a date. Josh likes to call it a date.
Well, it's a date, yeah.
Tonight is not a date. But on the topic of dating, real quick. There's nothing original about this article at all. You've heard this stuff a million times. Dating red flags. Okay, we're not going to get into trust me, we're not going to get into a long conversation about dating red flags.
I ignore those for longer than you should.
You have?
I certainly do, yeah.
Same here. It's kind of fun.
Well, explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Well, we've discussed it in the past where usually I'll go, sure, that's a pretty big red flag, but everyone's got severed fingers in their car or something like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know her. I don't know her story quite yet.
It goes back to your overall nature of just being very kind and understanding and this and that. I can believe that you overlook some things that other folks might run away from.
And there's other things, that you're like, well, sure, this part's a little concerning, but this part over here, shoot, that's something else.
Yep.
The reason I bring it up is because there are a few... how should I say this? A few mentions here in this article. There's a few specific things in this article about dating red flags, or maybe I should say red flags for dating or when you're dating, that maybe you folks know more about it because I can't I can't quite put it together on the surface. Like, say, right here, one of the red flags when you're dating someone is ribbons tattooed on the back of a gal's legs. Is there something behind that I'm not aware of?
She might be very, very, very frisky.
Very
Ribbons?
frisky.
Are we? I'm picturing like the ones honoring like vets or honoring.
No,
research.
it's like, you know how girls have the fishnet stockings, and then usually sometimes there's ribbons there.
Okay, now when you
so they're like little bows that you put in your hair, but they're on the back of. They're like right under the buttocks is usually where they get them. That was weird. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know why you said that either.
You'll see them a lot at strip clubs.
Yeah, yup. That's
Really?
usually the kind of girls that are sporting them around, or more.
Wapple used the word frisky. Well, why would that be a red flag? Did you mean to say like promiscuous?
Yes.
Oh, see, I've got no problem with that either. Okay, there you go.
But then she might be cheating around, you know, if you're trying to find a good girl.
Get yourself one of them good girls.
So, okay, and that's why I asked. I didn't know if there was something specific. One individual said it's a red flag if they have perfect teeth, which is good news for guys like me. But again, is there anything else that you know about that I'm missing?
Maybe because it's like too good to be true kind of thing, or maybe I don't know.
Maybe they're a perfectionist. Maybe they worry too much about their appearance.
Could be.
They're too concerned about their own appearance.
Something's hiding behind the pretty smile.
Ooh, that's kind of creepy.
I never would think that was a red flag.
And finally, another one of these red flags for dating that grabbed me. If they have a Gmail address.
Yeah, people hate on Gmail all the time.
They
actually.
do? I always hear you. What's the one I just forgot?
Yahoo?
Yahoo, yeah. That's or Hotmail.
Hotmail and Yahoo just scream you're over 50.
I've never heard messed up because I have Hotmail and I've had it forever, but I've had Outlook users give me crap for using Gmail.
Oh,
or, like,
seriously?
Gmail is into Outlook is
Well,
superior.
I was gonna. So you sent this list, and I was gonna ask you if you maybe put that on incorrectly. I didn't know Gmail was something people got ripped. I thought that was the one. If you had that, most people have it.
I think it's because of more like the corporate world. So I guess maybe people that are doing better in life, they all use Outlook because of Teams and all that stuff. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Better
maybe,
in life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe that's a sign if they have Outlook that they are in a high-paying job.
Well, do you judge me? My email address is josh69@orgasmsoundlibrary.com.
That's the best one I've ever seen.
Here's a listener who says if someone's teeth are too perfect, they're probably false. Okay.
Oh, maybe they have veneers. Yeah.
Okay, well,
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, why is that a red flag, though? I mean, so what if someone had...
Yeah.
But what Ashley said might make sense, that there could be some darkness behind that perfect smile. Yeah. Why are you, or why are you so worried about your teeth? Are you what's the word I'm looking for? Are you self-absorbed? Are you there's a word, and I can't come up with it. On the ribbons on the back of a gal's leg, Dinky Doo Trucker Butt Jesus texted in to say, those gals F you. You don't F them.
Heck yeah.
So another one that I thought was kind of, I thought this was pretty decent. When someone says they don't listen to music, I have a friend a female friend, who once told me she hates movies. Doesn't watch them, nothing. And
you know what that says to me, Josh? That's someone who just is going to be different just to be different.
Well, and that's the thing. It was weird to me. I'm like, wait, all movies? Maybe you're into documentaries or only comedies or whatever, but all movies she didn't watch. And she's such a personable individual that kind of shocked me, and it was weird. That is weird. Shame anyone, but it just seems weird. There's nothing you like.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's concocted. That's concocted to somehow stand out. I'm different, and here's how I'm different. I think that's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh, I dated a girl that didn't have a TV, and I was for whatever reason I was uncomfortable at her house.
Oh, I was.
What did you have? Did you live another life in the 50s or something? You dated a girl without a TV.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have worked.
She was pretty granola-y.
Oh, sure.
She was very against.
That's taking it too far. You can still be a granola type and watch the friggin' news once in a while, for Christ's sake.
Well, like you said, Nick, too into your family.
Like, pardon me?
Like too close to the family.
You're saying that's a red flag?
Yeah.
Earlier on, we were discussing my experiences. People who are a little too huggy, smiley, lovey with their family. There's a darkness there somewhere. Trust me.
Yep. They've been through something together that has made them stronger as a family.
Or they're hiding something, maybe.
There you go. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
If something should happen to one or both of us, I'd regret not having said this, so I'm just going to say it. You have a nice penis. I see it a lot, I don't say anything, but it's nice. Now, you say something nice about my penis.
All right, we got to get the hell out of here pretty soon. I got to get in the shower, maybe pump out some sit-ups or something. Going out on the town tonight. Put on my favorite, my nicest uni. Hitting the town tonight, aren't we, Josh?
Yeah, I was trying to think what to wear tonight. We are going to a nicer place than we usually ever would.
Well, just text me. We can talk about outfits later.
You guys gonna get spray tans for the night?
I never even considered that. Is that something? I've only had one spray tan.
I loved it.
Just get the lotion.
I loved it when I got spray tanned.
I think my wife uses that lotion.
I look gorgeous.
Yeah, everybody does now. But yeah, actually, that's funny. I asked somebody, I was getting my hair done this week, and I asked the hairdresser, like, all right, so everyone uses that lotion to get all tan. And I asked, like, how do you get the middle of your back? And they said, I didn't know this. The girls let me into a secret. I guess us women are out there only doing, like, our arms and our legs and, like, our chest, like the parts people can see. Do you know any truth to that, Josh?
I guess I do not know.
I just can't.
I've never been asked to help.
Well, I've seen
so
what you're
silly.
talking about, Ashley. I've seen it in person.
I think I would look so silly if I, like, at the end of the night, me and the boyfriend are getting into bed, I'm taking the clothes off, and half my body is a different color.
Taking the clothes off.
Taking the clothes off.
So, what do you do then?
I've never used it.
Well,
it's
really no different than, let's say how did she say it? You and your boyfriend are taking the clothes off?
Yeah.
It's really no different than if you went out into the sun and you take all your clothes off and your arms are tan and your neck is tan. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
It's like my whole torso and, like, my whole, like, my back is completely white too. I don't know. I just think it would look goofy.
Well, anyway, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen it in person.
Okay,
Not that long ago, me and the friggin' wife were hanging around Lake Minnetonka, and a gal walked off of a boat, and she was dressed up. By damn, gonna hit the town, gonna hit Wayzata for the night, and she had that lotion tan swill on the front of her legs. She was wearing a skirt. She had them on the front of her legs, but not on the back.
I love that.
So she was, looking to make a statement when people saw her face to face. She had it on her face and on her arms and hands, and you could see it kind of smear marks and whatnot. It wasn't very well done, but we both thought it was kind of silly that anyone who was behind her, and we eventually got behind her walking down the sidewalk, the back of her legs were white, the front of her legs were tan. So there's a thing there. I've mentioned this many times before on the show. I spray tanned once for a television gig, and I was absolutely stunning. I was so beautiful that I thought, I'm going to do this all the time. I look so much better with this fake tan. And then I wore it to beer league hockey, and my teammates absolutely mutilated me and said, you look like a jackass, and I never did it again.
Have you ever gone to one of your brother's shows, his powerlifting shows?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen, like, how dark those guys get?
Oh, man.
Well, you're thinking of bodybuilding.
Like, it's more like a fitness show. Does he do those?
No, the bodybuilding fitness shows.
Yeah, more like the fit.
I have seen what they do to themselves, though. Yes, I dated a gal who got involved in those body.
Oh, yes, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
So, yes, that is outrageous.
My wife has done that before, and I was like, are you sure this hasn't gotten silly? But when they were up on stage, it looked normal. But in person, it was stupid.
Yeah, I bet.
It was absolutely stupid.
It looks like a Halloween costume contest. But yeah,
don't look
on
like
the
a
stage,
human being.
You're right. With the lights, and they lather themselves up with that body oil. For whatever reason, it's not as outrageous when you see them on the stage, but in person, it's just silly.
What if I got a spray? How weirded out would you be if I show up tonight with a spray? I don't remember the last time I've been tan. It'd be weird.
Well, like I said, I've done it before, so I wouldn't think.
You wouldn't make fun of me?
I mean, I'm sure I'd make a little fun of you, but I wouldn't, cast you off as some kind of mental case or something, because I've done it.
I don't even know where to go. I mean,
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah,
Are they
come by
still-
my place, Josh. I'll hose you down.
Any tanning shop.
Do are they still prevalent? I mean, it seemed like for a while that was super popular.
It was so long ago. Yeah, I just have no idea.
They still are. You're
they're
saying?
still around.
Yep.
It's just that everybody can just do it at home now, so cheaper.
Oh, God help us.
Really? What do you do with the gear? I left underwear on, and somebody told me you're not supposed to do that.
I can't remember if I had my drawers on or not.
I would leave it on. Tan lines are hot, Josh.
They
Keep them
are?
on.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple months ago. I
Yeah, I
remember.
don't think so.
I remember the cold.
To each your own.
It was very cold when it hit my gorgeous body. And that I don't like that sensation at all. But that's about the extent of my memory of the process.
The spray tan scene in Friends is the only time I ever thought Ross was funny.
That was a funny scene.
Yes.
He played that perfectly.
It's a famous scene.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, we're going to get going again. Josh and I got a little something to do tonight. We're going to have some fun. Real quick, a few minutes ago, we were talking about a couple of dating red flags. And one of them was if someone has perfect teeth, it's a red flag. And we thought, okay, yeah, maybe they're very vain. Maybe they focus and think too much about their appearance. Maybe that's what's behind beautiful teeth being a dating red flag. Someone said maybe they're false teeth. And we said, well, so what? What they meant by that is maybe if someone's got false teeth, they maybe lost all their real teeth by smoking up all the meth rocks.
Ooh, I would never think that.
I would never either. I would never either because I'm not a drugs guy. I don't think much about drugs. The only time drugs come into a conversation is when I'm here on this program. But I have seen that in person once before, too. I met a gal at a bar. Oh, man, she was a pretty-looking gal. And she wasn't a shy one. At one point or another, she just upped and offered that information to me. She said, all my teeth are false. And I thought maybe there was a bit coming, And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah, I used to smoke meth, and I lost all my teeth. And again, I said, I thought this was a joke.
I would assume that as well.
And she just flat out went and spit them, the whole works. Spit them right out of her yap.
Wow.
She wasn't lying. She had a whole fake rack. We're talking down low, cubby, and the cheap seats.
Wow, all the way around.
All the way around, fake skis.
My stepdaughter has perfect teeth, which she has yet to thank me for.
She does have perfect teeth.
You'll notice that I don't have a boat or any toys, but she does have perfect teeth. But her teeth were jacked. She had to do it.
Poor girl.
It was bad. They're coming in like sideways, crooked.
They were jacked.
There's twice as many as there should be.
Really?
Yeah, even the orthodontist is like, oh, gross. I don't know. We might not be able to help you.
I've checked
But
her
now
out before.
they're perfect.
Yes, I'm
I've
jealous.
certainly checked out your stepdaughter before, but not.
Stop that. Don't
She's
check
an
her
adult
out.
now.
Yeah, but she's still a kid. She's never thanked me once for those perfect teeth.
And we also, man, the internet is a hell of a place. I guess because today's an F-off day. It's Friday. It's an F-off day. When we were playing commercials and songs and whatnot, I was just kind of stabbing around at the internet, and that's how I ran into something we were talking about earlier. Everyone should check this out. I think it's called orgasmsoundlibrary.com. You can just log on. You can listen to people to orgasm. You can listen to people orgasming all day long. You can even download your own orgasm. Send them the sound of you giving way. They want to have it up on the website at orgasmsoundlibrary.com. So, and while I was just searching around, I also found this out. We can leave you with this. I also found this out. It was brought to my attention on the internet that a foreskin restoration device is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace for only $75.
Oh, that doesn't seem safe.
It's good value.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
And just your luck, Josh. Weren't you saying that your foreskin is in need of restoring?
Yeah, it's gone. They stole it. I was going to say took it from me. They stole it from me. Didn't give me an option.
Is that going to become the new trend, uncircumcised penises, or?
You know what, Ashley? I don't know, and I don't care.
I'm good on that trend.
Yeah. We don't need to know.
You're good on it. Well, I know there's people that they do say, hey, I want it back. Give that back to me. That would any type of procedure down there makes me a little nervous.
You're just making more work for yourself. You have to clean more when you're uncircumcised.
Yeah, we know. We know.
A few people are texting and saying their foreskins was also stolen. Are we looking at a class action lawsuit?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, that would be very today, wouldn't it? If I sue my father passed away, may he rest in peace, but I sue my mom.
I'm sure somebody has, Josh.
I bet you're right. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want my mom to think about my penis. March Madness, Jesus, and all of us at 93X want to send some love to Makes Better Bloodies Than You, Jesus. She's having a crummy day, and we're hoping that frown gets turned upside down. That's no way to spend a Friday.
That is just upsetting to hear.
Yeah, I don't like to hear that. I hope but you're gorgeous.
A crummy day.
I threw that in.
Oh, you did?
They said a different word.
Okay, it just all of a sudden I thought I was watching the Brady Bunch again when the word crummy comes into play.
Let's hope that turns around for you.
What's going on?
I don't have any more info. Speculate. What do you think?
A gal having a crummy day.
Yeah, she's having a bad day.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
She lost all her teeth from meth.
Oh, shoot. That would be a day ruiner.
Well, no, honestly, we hope that your day improves.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Friday.
Fat Wisconsin dietitian Jesus texted in a shout-out to his sister and brother-in-law who welcomed a new member of the Brotherhood, William Jack, on Thursday. Happy birthday to the Truckin' Kitty Cat from Banjos and Moonshine Jesus. Millennial Steel Cutter Jesus texting a birthday shout-out to Dumbass Welder Jesus. Happy birthday. Happy 33rd to Lake City Disposal Jesus, and happy birthday to Living the Dream, one nightmare at a time, Jesus. Have a great weekend.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Ashley here. Get your home ready for winter. Schedule your furnace tune-up with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and save $30. Have a boiler? Save $40 on your boiler tune-up. Visit standardheating.com to book and lock in your savings. Stay cozy, stay ready.